At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields and Sons, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, The Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mirius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you out here to P.O. Faulkner Park. We got afternoon baseball between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Jefferson Cougars. Bulldogs come in 6-3 on the season, while Jefferson sitting at 11-1. Nick Verzlini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Kyler High and Alec Epperson are our cameramen, and back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. Our pregame show is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Trip, it's Jefferson, it's Martinsburg. It's always a big matchup, always a good game, usually when these two teams get together, so it should be another good one here today.
Yeah, these two teams, 3-1 in the EPAC, one loss in EPAC along with Hedgesville. Coach John Lowry, Sr. talked about the parity and what the EPAC games are, what they mean and the intensity that's involved in them. So it's a shame that the game got moved up and the weather didn't quite play fair here today for us. We had to move the game up, and a lot of people probably at home watching the game, not being able to be here with this atmosphere. It would have been a wonderful, 7 o'clock night, twilight game had the weather been good to us. But regardless, these two teams are going to get after it here right around 4 o'clock in the matinee. Hope some people are home and staying warm watching the game. We can give them a good broadcast.
What have you kind of, seen from the team so far this year, Trip?
Well, Jefferson is kind of who we thought they were, not to make a joke, but they definitely are, they're young, but they're experienced young. They started some freshmen last year, and Dominguez and Surf and Sager got some time in, and so those sophomores now are playing big this year. They got a few seniors there in the outfield that are holding things down, and a senior behind the plate, and they just have a great pitching staff. Danner going to start tonight. He's thrown the ball well this year for them, and Jet has done a tremendous job, and they've had a lot of guys come in and throw, and so their pitching staff's deep, and that allows them to play a lot of games. And their schedule, they're going to play Hampshire after this. They got a couple of big games this weekend up at Morgantown with Spring Valley and Morgantown, and maybe I believe Bridgeport. So they have a big schedule coming up even after this game. But this is an important game for them here this year with the new sectional setup where they're going to get ranked 1 through 6 and kind of play each other. to see who's going to go to state here out of this area. So big game here. As far as Martinsburg goes, wouldn't be, to not have my road scrutinized too much. A couple surprises there. There's some guys that are hitting the ball really well. Braden Armolt and Malachi Green, who hadn't seen a lot of varsity action, didn't know what we were going to get. They come out and they've really proved themselves. Jameer and Jameer Brown and certainly Grant Henderson, Alter, Blosser, those guys have come out and given some great innings on the mound, and they played good defense for a young team. Young teams make a lot of mistakes, but they've been able to stay in the games, keep those mistakes down, and that's hats off to the coaching staff for understanding that. And, at times early, we talked about their strikeouts, early in the first 5 games, and they were able to survive that and get better there. So they're going to have to continue doing what they're doing, playing nearly error-free baseball, taking every advantage of every opportunity they get. And if not, this Jefferson team has a way of getting out in front of people and closing out games with that pitching.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a quick 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Do you have someone in a nursing home, or are you worried about somebody you love going into a nursing home? The law firm of Daniel Staggers can protect your assets. Call the law firm of Daniel Staggers today at 304-267-3915. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm does elder care law, estate planning, and special needs trusts for disabled children and family members. Visit the Daniel Staggers Law Firm for your initial free consultation at 133 East John Street in Martinsburg. The Daniel Staggers Law Firm, when you need asset protection for you or for a family member.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. We're going to jump into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go, not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll start with the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler, and then hear from Jefferson head coach John Lowry. This is the Hagerstown Ford pregame show, and we'll now hear from Coach Byler. Coach, team comes into tonight's game 6-3. Had a good weekend with 2 wins against Myersdale. Just how do you feel about the recent progress of the team?
Yeah, I'm just happy. We're getting better every day. We're growing. We're improving. Still got a long way to go, but they're working really hard to get better, and that's all I can ask.
One thing I guess you could take away after the Hedgesville game was trying to get more quality at bats, and you've seen that over the last few games. What do you think, I guess, has just allowed the team to do that?
Yeah, we talk about quality at bats and making sure that we don't give up at bats and making sure that we always have competitive at bats, and we're just grinding through it every day at practice and trying to instill into them what it takes to have a quality at bat, and they've been really receptive of that and doing a good job. And we told them before the game tonight that we have to make sure that we have quality at bats all night long to give ourselves a chance.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy today. How does that affect things out there on the field?
I mean, we can't let that impact how we play at all. I mean, obviously it's going to make it difficult on both teams, but both teams have to play in it, and that's the game time temperature is cold and windy tonight, so we're going to get after it, and we're not going to let the weather impact or be an excuse on our performance tonight.
Jefferson, an experienced team. You guys still a young team growing throughout the year, but at the end of the day, it's Jefferson, Martinsburg, always two of the top programs in the area. So just how exciting is this game tonight, and what's the atmosphere around the team?
Yeah, I mean, they're always excited. Anytime we get to play an EPAC team, it's exciting, and they get a little bit more hyped up for that. I think they want to, prove that they're worthy of the number 8 ranking in the state, and they're excited for the opportunity to play Jefferson, who was the unanimous number 1. So, we talked a little bit about just letting it fly tonight and let the chips fall where they may, but, the two things we can control are attitude and effort, and we're going to try to control them to the best of our ability tonight.
What are some keys outside of those mental things that you want to see from the guys?
Just got to try and win the free base game, got to have competitive at-bats, got to throw first pitch strikes, got to try to put a little bit more pressure on them than they put on us, and if we do those things, I think we'll give ourselves a chance.
All right, Coach, good luck.
Thanks, Nick.
Here's Jefferson head coach, John Lowry, senior coach. Big game here tonight against Martinsburg. Overall, though, your team 11-1 on the season. What have you liked out of the guys so far?
Well, we've just everybody's played together. We've good group, good hustle, played hard. We've had some breaks go our way and been very fortunate. But baseball's a funny game. There's a random nature to it, and breaks seem to have a way of evening themselves out. So we just try to keep going and play it one pitch at a time and see where it takes us.
Overall, I guess just who have been some key players that have really stepped up for you? Obviously, you had a lot coming back entering the season, but you've had some younger guys also in the lineup, and they played well as well.
Well, I think the thing that we've done well, and we did well last year. We pitched well and we defended well, and we're hitting a little more this year, and that helps us. Obviously, the kids are a year older. We started 3 freshmen in the infield last year, and they're all a year older and more experienced, and we have a couple of seniors, that provide the leadership for us. So it's a process. You guys get older, they work hard at it. It means something to them, and we just hopefully can keep staying together and keep getting better.
Martinsburg, always a big matchup, always a fun one when these two teams get together. Just what are some things that you've seen from them so far this year? What will be some challenges about tonight?
Well, it's an EPAC game. It's a big game, and you're right. Every time it used to be Martinsburg and Jefferson pretty much, and then of course now you got Washington, you got Spring Mills, and I think if you look around Hedgesville, Musselman, you look around the whole conference. There's a lot of equity in the conference. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night, and that's what makes it fun. There's a competitive nature to it, and you're right, there is a rivalry between Martinsburg and Jefferson, but what makes a rivalry good is that both teams have won. They've beaten us, we've beaten them, and it's not a one-sided thing by any stretch of the imagination. You can look around their field here, you can see some of the names on the outfield fence. I remember Dougie Creek, God rest his soul, when he pitched against us in the mid-'80s, a great player. Another name who comes to mind of a great player that played here was Fulton Walker, although he played in the NFL, but he played baseball here, and he played for the Mountaineers too. So it's a great baseball tradition in Martinsburg dating way back before Jefferson was here, way back, and Hack Wilson. I mean, you can go on back, and Buddy Barker in the 50s played in the big leagues, played at Martinsburg High School. So Martinsburg's noted for baseball without question.
Last one here, Coach. Obviously, it's going to be cold here tonight. What are some keys to deal with that, and then also just your keys in terms of what you want to see from the guys tonight?
Well, I want to see them go about their business. But they can't control the controllables. They can't control with the wind blowing. They can't control how chilly it is. Same way for them over there. With the sun shining, we got a nice day to play. Got a beautiful field to play on. Got to look at those things and just be ready to go. See what happens.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you to both teams' head coaches. We'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups here, and then we'll take another break and get ready for first pitch. Our starting lineups brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First for the visitors, the Jefferson Cougars. Leading off and playing center field will be Sam Hefner. Batting second, the third baseman, Braden Oviedo. Batting third, the first baseman, Surf Guerra. Batting fourth, the catcher, Cole Smith. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Ryan Healy. Liam Healy. Batting sixth, the pitcher, Alex Danner. Batting seventh, the left fielder.
And now for the starting lineup.
Roberts batting eighth, the second baseman, Moulton. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Dominguez. And then for Martinsburg, leading off the center fielder, the second baseman, Christian Alton. Batting second, the shortstop, Grant Henderson. Batting third, the pitcher, Jameer Brown. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Malachi Green. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Silas Zarnecki. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Jacob Blosser. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Braden Armalt. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Bradley Loper. And rounding out the lineup, the center fielder, R.J. Brown. So we will take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball, Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Remember all the sports we played when we were kids?
Oh yeah, swimming, tennis, basketball,
Football, soccer, track. I loved winning.
I still do.
Our competitive spirit is still going strong.
But now we use it to win for our clients. If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Nick Verzley alongside me, Trip Tobin for West Virginia High School Baseball action. Trip, should be a good matchup here tonight. Jefferson taking on Martinsburg. We've seen Jefferson once this season. They were able to get a win against Musselman. Martinsburg, we just saw them over the weekend pick up 2 wins against Myersdale. Should be fun. Jameer Brown out there on the mound for the Dogs doing the catching. Will be Fox, our starting battery, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. And then, of course, on the other side, Alex Danner and Cole Smith doing the catching. So always some of the better young pitchers or guys that have now really turned into veterans, I guess, at this point, and Jameer and Alex Danner out there on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, Jameer's really cleaned up some of the walks that he had there. I mean, part of that was some injuries that he had last year and the year before. He had torn that Achilles, made it hard to plant and different things. But now he's completely healthy. He's been throwing the ball really well. His bullpens have been really good. Talking to Coach Zarnecki, and he's just he threw a phenomenal game. And kept Martinsburg, give them the chance to come back and win that game at Washington. And there were some really emotional moments in that game. And as a junior, he really held it together and then showed his experience and his mound presence. It was very impressive. we're really looking forward to having him on the post 14 this summer too as well. And so I get to see two post 14 starters here go at it, so that's exciting for me and to see these two guys personally. But as far as everybody who's tuning in to see these two teams play, like Coach John Lowry Sr. says, it's just a tradition. It's been a tradition where these two teams just get after it, and they're going to make it tough on each other. I expect another tight EPAC game here, and such parity here in this EPAC, and even when you think that one team may be the underdog as the number 8 and somebody may be the favorite as the number 1, it just doesn't always happen that way here in the EPAC.
It looks like as well new uniforms for Martinsburg here today, or at least new jerseys and new hat.
Yeah,
the hat might be old, but
they got the cursive orange dogs across there with the block letters, and the new shirt and new sweatshirts that the coaches are wearing with the dogs across there.
And their black jerseys with orange numbers and letters as the first pitch, or second pitch, I should say, is lined into left field. So, base hit.
Yeah, Hefner got just enough of that. It was a great pitch by Jameer. Hefner got it off the end of the bat. Probably stung his hands there a little bit, but no chance for Blosser and or R.J. Brown out there in center field, I believe, as it just fell down in no man's land. So that'll bring up the hot-hitting Braden Oviedo.
Oviedo, the former Bulldog, at the plate. Our first pitch was brought to you by the Murias Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Jefferson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue or call 304-263-4343. So Brown already working with a batter on the base paths and throw over not in time.
Yeah, Hefner, senior in this lineup, worked himself up here, and he's been around. He's been up and down the lineup. Coach Lowry's had him up and down the lineup. Now he's settled in here at the leadoff spot here recently.
1-0 here to Oviedo. It's fouled straight back into the net for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Oviedo just missed that fastball to elevate a little bit. Oviedo's had a lot of at-bats here on this field, familiar with this turf, familiar with that left field wall out there, has power. Hits for average, hits gap to gap. He's batting over 400 this year in the Cougar uniform, but he's got his work cut out here against a good pitching Jameer Brown.
Yeah, he's also probably familiar with, but a pitch here is low and outside, and the runner easily advances to second down there in Hefner. So Hefner's on second base. Probably would have got there possibly anyway, even with the wild pitch.
Yeah, pitched, I think it was a little breaking ball that got down and away in the left-hander's batter's box. Fox didn't have a shot there at all. Hefner went down head first. Probably with all the wind, couldn't hear everybody telling him, that he was up. But ball went to the backstop.
2-1 is hit down the third baseline. Sliding play from Zarnecki, and he throws it away, though, a little bit underneath the glove of Loper. So runners on second and third, but the throw down to second gets Oviedo as he trying to stretch that error into him being on second base. It was a great play, though, initially by the young third baseman and Zarnecki to get to that ball. Throw was a little bit offline. Possibly Loper could have scooped it over there at first as well.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Zarnecki. He got in the hole. I thought he was going to get in the 6-hole there, the 5-6 hole, but he got it, and he come up through a little short. Not much Loper could do, but Loper did a great job of going back and getting that ball and making the play.
This one gets through that 5-6 hole by Guerra, and the Cougars are on the board. And Surf Guerra drives in Sam Hefner. It's 1-0 Jefferson here in the top of the first.
Jumped on that very first pitch fastball. Hit it nearly the same spot that Ovi hit it. That one hit a little sharper. Actually, this early season grass out there took a crazy hop on Blosser out there and about took his head off. So he get a hard hit ground ball that probably, unfortunately, will give Blosser an error, even though it was just a bad hop. But yeah, you get to Guerra with the single, driving in a run.
Yep, so runner on second here as Smith will put some power into this one. And going back is Blosser. It's over his head off the wall out there and left. Guerra will round third and head for home. Martinsburg having some issues getting the ball in, so all the way into third base is Smith. Probably more of a double and an error there instead of a triple, but it looked like Blosser kind of fell down there, and then he couldn't really get the ball in. Brown and him were both fighting for the ball, and now they're going to probably have to replace Blosser out there and left, it looks like.
Blosser, the ball was carrying, and it's kind of weird because the wind's kind of blowing in and out. It's like a cleat dug in there as he went to pick the ball up, and he went kind of over his knee, and then he tried to hand the ball off to R.J. Brown so he could get it in because he couldn't get up very quick, and then the whole time the catcher, Smith, was motoring around the bases for what's going to be a triple. I believe in the books, not much we can do as far as errors go, but Jet Gross will take his spot there on third. But, back to the single by Guerra that drove in the first run Hefner. If it wouldn't be for Loper's, quick retreat into the fence and throwing out Oviedo at second, this would be a 3-run ball game, with no outs. So need to give him his kudos there, but Jefferson has come out hot hitting here early.
Yep, 2-0 Cougars as that pitch misses low and outside for ball 1 here to Healy. Healy, the right fielder.
Gross leading off third.
And the 1-0 in the zone there for a strike.
It's like Alderman behind the plate. Rupenthal's out on the bases. Coach Lowry's going to call timeout here, talk to Healy. He has Jack Gross in as the courtesy runner for the catcher. And, poor Cole, he's out there motoring around and gets triple, and you don't really pinch run or courtesy run for too many guys that gets triples.
No, usually not, but when you're catching.
He's not going to get hot today.
It's true.
He's not going to dehydrate, I don't think.
And, how many teams get to bring Jet Gross in as a courtesy runner?
There's some talent on that bench over there for sure.
This one's a called strike, too.
Jameer has found an area to exploit there a little bit here at the strike zone, the outer half for Liam Healy, and he's taking advantage of it there. Healy will have to adjust to the umpire.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. It's a drop third. The throw down to first, though, not in time, so will not be the second out of the inning, and Healy works his way on.
Big curveball by Jameer, worked great, caught Healy. It went down and caught Fox in the pocket there, got away from him a little bit. Fox couldn't come up and throw immediately to first because he had to check the runner, and that give the speedy Liam Healy, who come out of the box hard from the left-handed side, and then the throw wasn't in time, so Loper went ahead and cut it off and pushed the runner Jet back to first base. So nothing going right at the moment for Martinsburg. Everything seems to be going Jefferson's way at the moment, but Martinsburg has been the team that showed moxie when they were down. I mean, the Washington game they were down, the Hose with the Meyersdale game they were down. I mean, they have found themselves down a run or two in a couple of games and have been able to climb back in this. And again, for a young team, that says a lot considering that they are young, and generally younger teams you kind of can cash it in early, but not in Martinsburg. And so, though the first inning here has not gone their way, you still expect Martinsburg to respond. But at the moment, they need to get out this first inning, and Jefferson tries to extend it.
Alex Danner on the plate as Danner's going to send this one into right field. Bulldogs lost it, I guess, in the sun as nobody moved out there, and right did Green. So the runner in Gross will score easily from third. Healy's coming around to score as well, and Alex Danner has a 1-out, 2 RBI double to extend the lead now to 4-0 Jefferson over Martinsburg.
Yeah, I don't know what happened out there. 4 o'clock game here. The shadow definitely headed out the right field. I don't think Malachi Green ever saw the ball as all the players turned to look because it was headed, sort of his way, of course, as we'll get a courtesy runner for the pitcher, number 33. That'd be Cam Wien. But, yeah, just nothing. Everything certainly going right here for Jefferson as the ball was lost in the sun there.
I mean, that ball might get down either way, but
it doesn't. It's probably not a double.
Yeah, probably not
cuts
a double.
It off at least.
Roberts hits this one hard toward third. That play is in time to first. Throw back to third is not in time. So Roberts does advance the runner on the fielder's choice, or the ground out, I guess it would just be.
Yeah, fielder's choice there as he moves up. Good job by Cam showing his speed out there. Young man that certainly has an opportunity to crack this lineup throughout this year.
Next pitch Big swing and a miss here from Moulton. Moulton was one of the stars of the Jefferson game we did against Musselman earlier this season. Definitely saw some bright talent from him in that game, and that was good to see.
8th batter to the plate here for Jefferson as they've pushed 4 across.
The 0-1 pitch, a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Courtesy runner down there at third base for Jefferson. 2 outs. And Jameer Brown steps back on the rubber and looks into his catcher and delivers the next pitch. And it's a breaking ball that misses a little bit low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Defense from Martinsburg, Zarnecki down there at third. Henderson at short. Alter at second. Loper at first. Blosser, Brown, Green. But did Blosser stay out there when we had that play down there and out left?
Yeah, he stayed out there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that is him down there, lefty. So.
Yeah, this inning, has a ground out, an infield ball that was thrown away, a drop third strike that wasn't an out, a double that went to right field that was just lost in the light. So Jefferson putting the ball in play, and Martinsburg not able to make the plays here at the moment for one reason or another. And a lot of it has to do with Jefferson's speed and their prowess on the base paths, and then a little bit of bad luck in Martinsburg right now.
3-1 called strike, and then a called strike 3 gets Moulton to end the inning. But Jefferson plates 4 in that first inning. It's 4-0 Cougars as we head to the bottom of the first. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Q's Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Q's Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
Century 21, Modern Realty Results. Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results looking for a home in the tri-state area. Call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. 4-0 Jefferson as we head to the bottom of the first, and Triple C Alex Danner on the mound for the Cougars as this Martinsburg lineup starting to maybe figure some things out over the weekend. You had the big home run from Armalt in Game 1 against Minersdale. In Game 2, they registered 9 hits, and the strikeout numbers have dropped recently as well. So,
yeah,
can do against Danner.
Yeah, they have. Up until last inning, their defense has been pretty solid. Last inning, you've seen that one of those anything that could go wrong would go wrong for them. But again, Martinsburg's a young team. Sometimes that's good too as well. You can just shake it off and go. But Jefferson's a team that just a lot of times doesn't allow you back in the game. So Martinsburg has been able to get back into a few games here that they were down a run or two, but find themselves down 4 here early and a really good pitcher on the mound. So they're going to have to battle. Play some catch-up ball here, and the biggest thing is try to respond here in the bottom of the first. At least cut into that lead, or at least get some guys on and make it a longer inning. Last thing they would want to do is, and Jefferson would like to see, of course, is a quick 1-2-3 inning here and get back up there hitting. In Martinsburg, Coach Staff's going to be looking for Martinsburg to make this inning as long as possible and give their team a chance to get some of that momentum on their side.
Alter had 3 hits over the weekend. In the 2 games, there's a big swing and a miss for strike 3 as Alter looked lost on that one from Danner for the strikeout.
Yeah, curveball up. Wasn't the greatest curveball, but Danner set him up there a little bit with a couple fastballs. So just kind of went up, and Danner didn't get it. Probably be the first one to tell you it wasn't exactly where he wanted it, but certainly had enough movement on it and hung up there enough for Alter to take a hack at it.
So I'll bring Henderson to the plate. And the pitch is Low for ball one.
Danner looks good this year on the mound. He's certainly grown and put on some weight, but it's been some muscle and picked up some velocity, and he's working quick. He's got some flow to the game.
1-0 runs inside for ball two. 2 balls and no strikes.
Definitely a daunting figure out there on the mound coming at you with that sort of over-the-top motion with that velocity that he brings.
The 2-0. This is outside for ball 3. So Danner falls behind here to Henderson.
Martinsburg trying to get back one of those free bases they give up last inning.
Next pitch to Grant. Called strike on 3-0.
Danner took a little off there. Got to get me over a 3-0 strike when the other team was down 4-0. There's not much you can do but sit there and take it.
And the 3-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Fastball down. The perfect spot for a 3-1 pitch, knowing the hitter's going to be sitting dead red. You can't groove it, so he was able to get a swinging strike there on a good hard fastball down.
So all of a sudden it's a full count here on Henderson, and the pitch from Danner hit hard on the ground toward third. Diving play from Oviedo, and the throw to first in time for the out. Wow, great play from Oviedo down there at third.
Yeah, unbelievable play by Oviedo. He's certainly familiar with this turf. We've seen him make that play multiple times. He's comfortable over there, comfortable here, on this particular field, and did a great job of diving, coming up, and throws the ball hard across the diamond. He's a 80-plus mile-an-hour arm coming across that diamond.
Yeah, he himself, though, got himself into it ended up being an error, but a hard-hit ball, and Zarnecki made a great play against him. So
yeah.
He had to show who still is the guy down there at third, I guess.
Yeah, Zarnecki's a sophomore, senior. Oviedo's got a little few years on him. Zarnecki has shown that, at times he should, as young guys do, show flashes of brilliance, and it's there. He's definitely a diamond in the rough. He's going to do great things for Martinsburg as he moves through the ranks here and becomes an upperclassman. For the moment, still have to remind ourselves that he's a first-year starter on the senior team, and those guys are going to make a few mistakes, but for all in all, he has been a really good baseball player over at third and been great at the plate. And just like this guy here that we're seeing, Jameer, who's been leading his team at the plate at Martinsburg.
2 count to Brown, and he'll take that one outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Zarnecki has definitely been a pleasant surprise to the early part of the season as a young sophomore, hitting as well as he has, and also the defense that we saw on display earlier. Even though they ended up not getting the out, it was still a great play to keep the ball in front of you, keep it in the infield.
Yeah, he's made some nice
plays outside for ball 2.
Part of with him being a sophomore year that I've been impressed with is his quality at bats, his ability to see pitches, work walks, work back from pitchers counts 1-2, 0-2 counts, and be competitive.
2-2. Misses for ball 3.
Jameer on his junior year, he's been competitive in that lineup since he's a freshman.
Yeah, it's true. And continuing to grow. This year over there at short, he's played some first in the past as well for this team, as this one misses high for ball 4. So Brown draws a 2-out walk. And now we'll see Green, who's been another good presence in the lineup in terms of his hitting over there in right.
Yeah.
Get a courtesy runner.
Malachi Green, Braden, Armold, their ability to get the ball in play, hit the ball hard, hit the ball deep, get extra bases. Zarnecki over there at third, we just finished talking about him, but those are 3 of the guys that had to have some, Bradley Loper, who's going to, needs to get moving, but those are the guys that certainly, as we see strike 1 here, that are big reasons why Martinsburg 6-3, along with some great pitching.
0-1 count here on Green. And the next pitch is hit the opposite way toward left. But making the play is Roberts for the out. And that will end the inning. So 4 batters come to the plate, but no damage done from the Bulldogs. And we'll head to the top of the second. Our score, Jefferson 4, Martinsburg 0. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
Top of the second inning is brought to you by Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit BurkeandSchultz.com. We play hardball. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Kyler High, and Alec Epperson, our on-site crew. And back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. Trip, is a tough first inning for Martinsburg, but still just a 4-run deficit, so you can't, give up out there if you're the Bulldogs, but obviously you saw a lot of good things from Jefferson, and a lot of things also just not really going Martinsburg's way as well.
Yeah, you can't give Jefferson a lot of opportunities. They are #1 in the state for a reason. They take advantage of your mistakes, and they will do it. They'll run the bases. You've seen Oviedo, as soon as the ball got by the first baseman, he never even looked back. He was going to third. It would have been for a great hustle play by Loper. The inning could still be going on, but Jefferson's going to push your buttons. They're going to run the bases. They're going to try to take the next base from you and make you make mistakes. And they'll get thrown out sometimes, but they are going to be a threat to run with the speed that they have. And they used that in the first inning. Martinsburg able to get Brown on in the bottom of the first, extend the inning a little bit, but wasn't able to respond on the board like they'd liked.
2-0 count here, and the pitch low for ball 3. It's Dominguez here in the 9-hole, and 1 through 9 we've seen production out of this lineup for Jefferson. Another thing that makes them the early on #1 team in the state at the 4A level is obviously having a lineup that all 9 guys have contributed. So here's a called strike 1.
Certainly, yeah.
3-1 count on Dominguez. And the next pitch from Brown. This is outside for ball 4, so Dominguez reaches on a leadoff walk.
I believe that Jameer threw 20 pitches the first inning. I think 15 were for strikes. So, he was around the plate. Jefferson just come out, looking to hit a fastball early. They caught a couple of those, and then with the unforced and forced errors in the free bases, that last inning, Jefferson was able to take advantage of that, even though it was a good pitching performance.
Hefner does show bunt as Dominguez gets on with the leadoff walk, and the pitch misses high for ball 1. So Cougars now trying to show some of their small ball with the speedy Dominguez already on the base paths and back to the top of the order. But so far, Brown's been missing as well, so you wonder if they just maybe wait till he throws a strike, and there's a strike.
Yeah, he come out, like I said, the first inning he was about 15 for 20, and then he threw that 3 or 4 or 5 pitch walk there, which kind of skewed the numbers now, but it's back on track here.
Throw over, not in time.
I've said it before in the broadcast, and nobody wants to pitch, you don't want your start to happen on a cold, windy day like this, so not to make any excuses for either pitcher, because both have to do it. As looks like we had Hefner kind of fake bunting there, at least bunting and pulling back when you see the ball's up. But it's a terrible day to try to pitch. They wouldn't want me to make excuses for me either side. But the ball just feels slick and heavy and hard to control, and then feel like your velocity's not there. Throwing, even with crosswinds, things like that. So just something you had to battle through, and certainly these two guys on the mound for Jefferson and Martinsburg are battlers.
The 2-1. Swing and miss, strike 2. I guess the good thing is with the Martinsburg turf, you don't have any dirt flying up at you or anything like that.
You're not getting any of the little dirt tornadoes. Tornadoes.
One of the many positives to the turf, I suppose. The 2-2 has just a step off and a look back to the runner Dominguez down there at first base. With Hefner, the leadoff hitter, he had a single his first time around, really got things going very early on in this ball game. And now runner takes off, and Dominguez, the throw down from Fox, will not be in time. So Dominguez is in there.
Called strike 3.
But it was a called strike 3, yes.
1 out, man on second, as Hefner took that pitch.
Good job,
called
though,
strike
by
3.
Jameer to work back after falling behind a little bit in that count. So good sign there as he gets the strikeout. And now Oviedo will come to the plate with 1 gone and a runner on second. And the pitch to Oviedo is high for ball 1.
Yeah, the pitch was exactly where he wanted it. He showed the Fox that he wanted a curveball up, but he got a curveball up, didn't get Oviedo to bite, but maybe he's trying to set him up for something hard and away or hard in.
Checks the runner down there at second and the 1-0. Called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Oviedo, who reached on error his first time, and like you said, he tried to extend it out to second base, but was thrown out by Loper. One of the positive plays, I guess you could say, in some ways from Martinsburg, is they were able to get that out at second.
Not sure exactly why Grant was holding. I mean, he's always kind of releasing. Now you're seeing, as he runs back to the hole, Alter was.
This one runs inside, gets away from the catcher Fox, throw down to the third. Not in time, not a bad throw, but
another free base
off the line, and another free base as Martinsburg continues to struggle.
As that ball crossed up Fox there a little bit, caught him on the inside, got away just enough for the speedy Dominguez to move up.
Next one a called strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here on Oviedo, runner on third, 1 out. Dominguez down there at third base, who walked to lead off the inning. Then Hefner struck out. Oviedo, the 2-hole hitter for Jefferson at the plate. Jameer Brown, the right-hander, kicks, deals, and delivers, and gets another strikeout looking. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Jameer Brown after the leadoff walk, and his third strikeout here the early going.
Yeah, the strike zones, you're going to have to adjust to it. It is, to announce it, tell you that strike zone is definitely a ball. Either side of the plate there is strike zone here this evening. The pitchers are hooking up with the umpire. The batters are going to have to adjust.
There's a breaking ball that Guerra liked, and he fouled away there for strike 1.
We've seen 2 pitches there on the outer half now, been taken for strike 3.
Next pitch to Guerra. He's going to send this one into center field. Or, I'm sorry, second base.
Nobody knows where it's at.
Yeah, it looked initially like it was going to head a certain way, but the wind just took that ball all the way over towards second, and then Alter tracks it down and makes a heck of a catch on the run.
Yeah, Loper pointed to Alter. Alter looked at Loper, and the ball kept tailing, and the wind kept kicking it around, and finally Alter was able to take it. So that's a good thing when you have an infielder for an outfielder in the infield.
It's true. So that will end the inning. Jefferson gets the leadoff walk, but surprisingly doesn't do anything with it. 4-0 our score as we head to the bottom half of the second inning. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. 4-0 Jefferson here as we enter the bottom half of the second inning. It's brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg.
Jefferson wasn't able to add on to that lead after that leadoff walk. Martinsburg didn't. Things weren't going their way. They got that, and Jefferson got that leadoff walk. They looked to to attack there, but great pitching there by Jameer Brown with 2 strikeouts looking and a fly out to the second baseman to the hard-hitting Surf Guerra. And so Martinsburg, if hasn't taken the momentum by any means back, but they have certainly stalled a little, give themselves a chance and stalled that offense a little bit. As Coach John Lowry's going to come out and have a talk there with Danner, who's 2-0. So he's letting him know you got a 4-run lead. And, hey, we're going to pitch to contact here. We're not going to waste a lot of pitches. I'm just reading lips. I don't know, like John Boy.
Yeah.
I think he had his hand going. I think he said, now you need to throw strikes here and let these guys hit and let your defense work. We got a 4-run lead.
That's pretty good, Trip.
You could have been saying something totally different, but that's probably what I'd have said.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And you and Coach Lowry are usually on the right mindset.
Yeah, we're on the right.
You both won championships. He's won a few more than you.
He's won a couple. He's been around a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3-0 pitch after that mound pitch, or 2-0 pitch turns to 3-0 after that mound visit. 4-pitch walk. Certainly not what Jefferson wanted or Coach Lowry, but Spark and Martinsburg lineup here is once again Zarnecki, who we talked about being one of the sparks for this early success for Martinsburg, and one of the Cogs has gotten himself on. He has not been afraid to take walks. He's has unselfish, competitive quality at bats, and I'll continue to praise that as he's down there as a young sophomore and here competing every day. Now you'll see Blosser, who's back from the been back from the 3-game layoff.
This one misses outside as well, so both teams start the second with a leadoff walk as Zarnecki was able to draw it there, and Blosser now at the plate. Like you said, kind of been out of the lineup recently, but back in the lineup here today, and it's another ball outside. It's a 6th straight ball from Alex Danner after a pretty strong first inning. He did have 1 walk in the first, but
Coach, his good job by Cole Smith, the senior catcher, going out and talk to him. As I see Jack Gross jumped up, took off his jacket, and we're seeing number 1 head down there. So not sure how much Jefferson will stay with Danner there if he doesn't find the strike zone. Even with the 4-run lead, they do have a bullpen full of pitchers over there. So as he comes in with a get me over 2-0 strike there. So 2-1 now, left-handed hitting Jacob Blosser. Has home run power. I've seen him take it out of here. Can hit gap to gap.
2-1 count here. The pitch to Blosser. Big swing and a miss for strike 2. So the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I thought maybe we would see Gross as the starter, but he's kind of been used in multiple different ways this season, and they're not gonna. They kind of will use a lot of different guys throughout the game anyway. At least that's been what Jefferson's done so far. But Blosser goes down here looking. And then Armolt will come to the plate, who, of course, had the home run on Saturday. And it was quite the shot here, Trip.
Yeah. I was out of town there and doing some work there with our church youth there as we did some work for some of the elderly in the church there. But I wasn't able to see it, but I was watching it as I was running around with the lawnmower and the leaf blower, and seeing it was an exciting time as Danner has seemed to settle in. But that strikeout there to Blosser again was on the black on the outer half, or maybe half a ball out. But it's been a consistent strike zone all night. So again, some great hitters have been called out. I'm sure they'll adjust as the game moves on as Armolt takes a big swing and hack at that one, looking for another 2 RBI base hit.
Yeah, like you said, he had the home run, of course, and he had the double in game 2. So definitely a big part of the lineup, and Armolt this time takes it inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the DH.
Big strikeout there. 2, Blosser has gotten Danner kind of settled back in there as he's quickly got 2 strikes on Armolt.
Next pitch, a breaking ball. Armolt sends it the opposite way into the gap in right center field. That will get down off the glove of Healy there in right, but still going to be held to just a single. So runners on, though, first and second with just 1 out, and that'll bring Loper to the plate now with an opportunity to possibly do some damage.
Great job of just finding some green there for Armolt with 2 strikes. He coming off a big weekend and a home run. Sometimes you'll swing out of your shoes, but his 2-strike approach there was great. He just shortened his swing up. Pitch was on the outer half. He protected it. as the umpire has extended it a little bit and was able to get it out in the right field.
This pitch misses outside for ball one here to Loper. So Danner a little bit wild here in the second inning, trying to regain his control. 1-0 count, runners on first and second for the Bulldogs, and Loper's going to foul this one straight back.
Yeah, Danner's laser focused here on the hitter. Didn't take a look that time. So see if Martinsburg picks up on that, or if that was kind of a decoy there or deke move. But he's focused in on getting Loper here at the moment. Loper, Martinsburg needs to stay out of the double play.
The 1-1 just misses outside for ball two.
So we know just how far you can throw it out there. That's about another ball in. That's been a strike tonight. So good job there by Cole Smith, who kind of showed it. Didn't show the umpire up, but he kind of framed it there, showed it, and got it back to his pitcher quickly.
The 2-1 in there for strike two. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Loper with runners on first and second for the Bulldogs, who trail it 4-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Martinsburg and Jefferson doing battle here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Loper calls time and steps out.
And Martinsburg, in true fashion, they've been down this season. They battle back. That's going to be tough again. Like I said, against the Jefferson team that keeps the attack on.
That one misses outside for ball 3. So a full count here on Loper.
Yeah, 3-2, 1 out. Trying to stay out of the double play. Could be a time to turn them loose, but unfortunately, down 4 runs, you probably can't.
The 3-2 misses outside ball 4. So the bases are loaded for R.J. Brown.
Martinsburg 1 batter away from getting the leadoff batter back to the plate. Jefferson a pitch away from a double play to get out of it, but Martinsburg certainly threatening here as they're speeding up as we're putting the jacket back on Jet down there as he's thrown a little bit, but not sure if that means he's ready or if they're just slowing him down a little bit. Jefferson with a big weekend as Danner comes in with a first strike fastball to RJ, taking all the way, I'm sure.
The 0-1 misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. They checked down to see if he went around, but did not.
Yeah, they checked down to Rupenthal, who's in the C position. Really hard to make a call from there as far as a check. It would have to really be evident.
Two 1 count now on.
He's coming out. I don't think we're going to see much more of Danner here, as here comes Coach Lowry for the second time this inning. That'll be the end of the day for Danner, and as he's winning an inning and a third. And in this cold, nasty weather, Danner posted a 4-run lead, and Coach Lowry's not going to.
Well, they list him as the pitcher DH, so I guess he'd be hitting for Gross here at this point too, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. You can stay in as the DH for the pitcher here. He's pitcher DH. So Gross will come in and throw as we see, 2-1 count with 1 out. So that's going to leave Danner the inning in the third would only give up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, but the 3 walks. But maybe it was pitch count, 40 pitches. Like I said, Jefferson's going to play Spring Valley, Morgantown, and I believe Bridgeport over the weekend. They still have a game with Hampshire also. So, a lot of games for them to play. Yeah, so they play Wednesday against Hampshire, Friday against Spring Valley, Saturday against Morgantown and Bridgeport, and then come back Tuesday and play Frankfort, who's been who's been tough on the EPAC this year. They're defending state champ in their class as well. So Jefferson's got a string of games, today with Martinsburg, a tough game, Hampshire, they probably are the favorite there, but then Spring Valley, Morgantown, Bridgeport, and Frankfort, 4-game schedule there. It's going to be really tough on these guys. So 40 pitches for Danner tonight, whether it was the 3 walks and the 2-1 count and the bases loaded that had Coach John Lowry remove him, or if it was just the 40 pitch count that he had reached, not sure. But either way, only give up 1 hit. Tough to pitch in these elements. I give it credit to these guys who go out there and battle. I know that these guys hate pitching in bad weather. They like it when it's warm and hot and a little sweat where they can get a little grip and the balls not seem to be as slick. And and they don't have to keep warming their fingers and hands and bodies and tightening up, and they feel like their velocity's there. But see how young Jet Gross, this junior, can handle here. The coming in, seen him start a lot. So he comes in a 2-1 count. Now it's a 3-1, but we've seen him come in as a starter a lot. Let's see how he can do with the bases juiced and happen to come in and try to shut the door.
Call the bullpen. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Call the bullpen brought to you by Small & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301 in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-3361. That pitch misses low, ball 4, and the Bulldogs draw the walk, and Jefferson's walked in a run as our score now sits at 4-1.
So Martinsburg taking advantage of free bases and a really good at bat by Braden Armolt, and a couple walks and walk to Zarnecki, strike out by Blosser, base hit by Armolt, and then back-to-back walks from Loper and Brownlee. The base was loaded. A 4-1 ball game with Christian Alter, the leadoff batter for Martinsburg, up trying to cut into this Jefferson 4-1 lead.
Alter started the game with a strikeout. Gross now starts him with a first pitch called strike. Bases loaded for the Bulldogs. And they're very close now to just tying this game right back up, possibly, or taking the lead even.
Yeah, again, these two teams, Martinsburg has shown grit. Even when they were down, and in the EPAC, they've shown grit against their EPAC opponents. Everyone probably felt like Martinsburg probably was a win on their schedule this year if they lost a few players. Starting some guys that don't have a tremendous amount of varsity experience, whether they be young guys or seniors, but they've gotten production from some places in that lineup that some thought they wouldn't. And there's spark over there. There's a great coaching staff over there, and there's tradition here that Coach Lowry talked about.
0-2. This is inside for ball 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, it kind of reminds you a little bit of the team they had a couple of years ago that started off a little bit slow. I believe they were also 4-3 to start the year, and then ended up competing toward the end of the season and getting a lot better as the year went on. And then we saw how good they were once they got older last year. So there's a swing and miss, though. Alter with a rare 2-strikeout game from him. So that'll bring Henderson out of the plate.
Jet thought he had him on the last pitch when he came in with that fastball in, and even Cole Smith held it a little extra half a second there, just to show Alderman that maybe you might owe us one. But that was a swinging strike there that just caught Alter off guard there. As I don't think he was quite expecting that pitch down and dirty like that. But Grant Henderson coming to the plate with a chance to do some damage here.
Yep, Henderson takes that one. Next pitch misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Henderson. Bases still loaded, 2 outs, and a 4-1 lead for the Jefferson Cougars. Jet Gross pitching in relief of Alex Danner, who got the start out there on the mound and had a good first inning, but second inning struggled. And the 1-1 pitch from Gross is a little bit high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
Grant been seeing the ball pretty well this year, so getting the ball in play. He's been very, very solid at shortstop and been a tremendous pitcher for Martinsburg as he takes a strike down the middle there to even the count. But he's a huge factor. We don't talk about him a lot because we expected him to do a lot. We knew what he did last summer. Talk about the guys that we didn't expect that maybe be up there contributing a lot. But
the 2-2 fouled away.
Grant has done exactly what we thought he would do and more, especially on the pitcher's mound. He's come out and velocity's been good. Location, cut down the walks, and he's been great in his starts.
Next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Henderson goes down, and Jefferson overall does a good job of getting out of the rally with some strikeouts there to end the inning. So that will do it for the second. We'll head to the third after this. 4-1 Jefferson, our score here at P.O. Faulkner Park. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The thing I'm most passionate about with my clients is that 95% of them that come to me, they've never been in trouble in their lives. They've got careers, promising futures, things that matter.
So thankfully, after it was all said and done, I had no DUI and I had no more stress facing me or my family.
When you're on the fence whether to hire a DUI attorney, I always say that you really cannot afford not to. My name is Harley Wagner. My law practice has been exclusively focused on driving under the influence cases throughout the state of West Virginia.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
Park 4-1 Cougars lead the Bulldogs as we head to the third. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Alec Jefferson, Kyler High, our on-site crew, and Trip Martinsburg able to get a run across. But overall, I think considering how that inning started, you got to be pretty happy with it if you're Jefferson.
Oh yeah,
out of there with just one.
Yeah, Jet comes in, gives up the walk, but he walked into a 2-1 count. So. After that he came in and got a strikeout by, 2 strikeouts to the number 1, number 2 batter in Martinsburg. So, that was big right there, leaving those 3 runs on as Jet come in and shut the door there, giving up the only, would have been, the earned run given to Danner there. But after that, he come in, limited that damage, and, see how he rolls through the rest of the game there. But Martinsburg had a big shot there to get a base hit there and, get this game to 4-2, 4-3. And Jet come in and knocked that, kept Martinsburg at bay there at the top of the order.
Top of the third is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. The 0-1 pitch is a called strike 2 here on the catcher, Cole Smith.
Cole with that kind of triple out there that caught Blosser, who fell down out there, and then probably a double there in the book, but end up with a triple because of the transfer there and trying to get the ball over to R.J. Brown. But either way, big hit the first inning to help Jefferson get that 4-run lead.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, drop third strike. Fox throws down the first in time for the out.
Second time through with Hefner with the base hit. Second time through, struck out. Oviedo with the E5, second time through, he struck out. Surf Guerra with a single, second time through, flew out the second, and now with a triple by Cole Smith, second time through, got the K. So, kind of backwards how pitchers used to, feel like usually, the hitters kind of get their feel and maybe second time through catch up to him. But this time, Jameer's second time through has made some adjustments and able to be successful against the hitters.
Yeah, Healy here at the plate. 0-1 pitch runs inside and hits him. So hit by pitch could possibly restart the Jefferson offense a little bit. It's the third time that they've gotten a runner on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he stood there and took it like a man, just let it run in on him and bring it down to the plate. As you said earlier, was the pitcher DH, replaced on the mound by Jet, but not in the lineup, to hit for.
Yep, so Danner coming to the plate here. And Healy takes off almost immediately. Got a good jump, the throw down. Not in time, so Healy's on there at the stolen base.
Yeah, Healy's, one with a drop third strike, one with a hit by pitch. Running the bases, just doing the small things out there that make a difference. And you don't see much in the box, but make a huge difference in the game, put pressure on the defense.
Danner had that 2 RBI double his first time. So definitely want that bat in the lineup. And will be followed by Roberts. But 0-2 count here on him. One out and 1 runner on. Second base for the Cougars, who lead at 4-1 here in the third. Check the runner does Jameer Brown. And now the runner takes off for third. Throw down. Not in time as he slid underneath Zarnecki's tag. Not a bad throw, though, at all from Fox, the young catcher.
No, great play all the way around. Good jump by Healy. Great drop step there by Braden Fox as he threw down. threw a nice throw there. Zarnecki made a nice tag. So 2 sophomores there, and Zarnecki and Fox connecting there on a play. But the junior there, Liam Healy, just with showing his speed.
Now on a breaking ball called, strike 3 on Danner. So another strikeout.
Yeah, Jameer Brown not daunted by that first inning, showing his grit that says, hey, things didn't go well the first inning, not much I can do about it, next pitch. And as a pitcher, that shows a lot of growth and something that a lot of college coaches want to see. They don't really want to see when when you're rolling to a 10-0 lead. They want to see what you do when you're down 4-0 or you've had some breaks that don't go your way. And I know that Jameer is being recruited and he's it's his junior year. Good time to look at him, but I think he's showing the people that tuned in here on TV10 that how he's going to respond to adversity.
5 strikeouts now for Brown out there on the mound, and he hits the zone here again. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roberts at the plate. Down there at third is Healy, who reached on the hit by pitch. Roberts trying to extend that 4-1 Jefferson lead. Brown trying to keep it right at 3-run deficit for Martinsburg, and this one misses outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
You see Roberts in his 2-strike approach there. He choked up on the bat a little bit. He got his back hip kind of turned a little bit. He's just trying to get the ball in play, use his speed, put pressure on Martinsburg defense, make them make a catch and a throw. So you see this, he shortened that bat way up.
2-1. Misses high and inside for ball 3. So 3-1 count.
Great approach there by Roberts, just trying to keep this inning going, and Jameer Brown's been awesome as of the last 2 innings here, so looking to get that ball in play.
Another called strike on that inside corner.
Oh, I thought he had 2 strikes on him. My bad. Why didn't you correct me?
I thought you meant it was just like a 2-strike approach, like normally you would see.
Maybe, that's kind of, maybe it appears that that's how he's going to approach this, tough pitcher in Jameer Brown.
The 3-2 fouled away, so I didn't realize that that's what you meant, that you thought it was 2 strikes.
Yeah, I thought that 1 pitch was strike, and then I seen him kind of turn around there and get a little shorter, but maybe after he'd seen a pitch or 2 there, he thought, I'm going to shorten this up a little bit with a man on third and 2 outs, but he's just doing everything he can down there to try to get the ball in play against Jameer, as Jameer has found his groove a little bit.
The 3-2 here to Roberts is lined right to the shortstop Henderson, and that ends the inning. So
it would have worked if he wouldn't have been there standing there, right?
Yeah, but he was. So that ends the inning as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Our score, Jefferson 4, Martinsburg 1.
Did you know that anybody can have lunch at Berkeley Senior Center? Hello, this is Amy Orndorff, Executive Director at Berkeley Senior Services. We serve a healthy, nutritious, and delicious lunch 5 days a week at 217 North High Street in Martinsburg. For seniors age 60 and up, the charge is by donation only, and for those under 60, it's just $7.25. And while you're here for lunch, take a look at all of our great programs and activities. Find out more, including our daily menu, at berkeleyseniorservices.org or by calling 263-8873. We look forward to serving you.
Get your apple blossom steps in on Thursday with the Blue Ridge Care Breakfast, where you can explore the stunning trails of the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley. Friday afternoon is time for the kiddos to run wild and free at the Shenandoah Valley Orthodontics Kids Bloomin' Mile. And on Saturday, give yourself a challenge at the Valley Health 10K as you run in beautiful downtown Winchester and Festival Parade route. Don't forget to visit the festival store at the Apple Blossom Mall entrance, 1 North Wing. For the latest event details, visit thebloom.com.
P.O. Faulkner Park, home of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Of course, this summer it will be home of the Post-14 Hornets once again. So
hope it's warmer.
Should be.
But not that hot.
Yeah.
This can get pretty hot.
Probably will be that hot.
Jameer
Brown.
When you're out here, Trip, especially at the turf, that does make it a little bit hotter.
It makes it hotter.
But
yeah, we're looking forward to a big season. 2 guys here battling each other, going to be playing. The guy behind the plate here will be playing with us, and so it's going to be a great time to put some of the best talent in EPAC on show here. But right now they are combatants and warriors, and they're going to play against each other and battle. And
if it's Jameer Brown here at the plate, 4-1 Jefferson as we enter the bottom half of the third inning, which is brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit fmiwv.com. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
Jet does a nice job of hiding the ball there behind him as he comes over. Hard to pick up, left-handed movement, good velocity.
Gross's pitch. Chopper hit toward third. Oviedo will field it cleanly, throw to first, and get Brown for the first out.
You don't want to hit it there. He's got a strong arm over there. Oviedo's proved over the years soft hands, strong arm, quick release.
Number 23, Malachi Green.
Jet is not an overpowering pitcher by any means, but he just is so good at mixing up there, coming with an off-speed pitch on an 0-0 count, able to get a strike for it. When you can get strikes and get guys out in front on your, early in the counts on your secondary pitches, you're going to be hard to hit.
Green takes a big swing and a miss at the first pitch. Next one misses low. They check down to first. Did not go around. Did Green, so just 1 ball and 1 strike on him with 1 out.
Green flew out, lined out, however you want to look at it there, the first time up, so he did get some good barrel on the ball last time against Danner.
Takes this one 4 ball 2. So far, Martinsburg's been held to just 1 hit. That one coming from Armalt. And the 2-1. A little bit outside and possibly a little bit low as well for ball 3.
Yeah, just about bought. Goldsmith just about bought that one for him. He did a great job of getting around that, getting it back in the strike zone, giving it a good look there.
The 3-1 called strike 2.
There's the pitch, the 3-1 pitch right down the middle that you probably, if you're a hitter, that's one of the pitches he'll give you a chance to hit.
3-2, big swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs now. Here in the inning as Green goes down swinging. Jet Gross has come on and already has 3 strikeouts here.
Yeah, he's faced 5 batters, struck out 3, come in with a 2-1 count, so actually he's faced 4.5 batters, I guess, and struck out 3 of them.
Like a nice relief appearance from him after Danner got off to a good start, then kind of lost a little bit of his control. But here's Zarnecki at the plate. He drew a walk his first time and takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. The lefty Gross delivers now here on 0-1 and misses for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, one thing about Gross is and Jameer, they both work quick. They get back up on the mound. There's a lot of flow to the game with them. So, pitchers like that. They like, a quick
1-1 nasty breaking ball there for strike 2.
Yeah, that was a nasty breaking ball that Zarnecki got fooled on. But pitchers like to work. They like to work quickly. Like to stay in the groove there, especially when they're, around the zone.
1-2 here from Gross, fouled away.
Took a little something off of that one as well and had Zarnecki out front. Again, Jet Gross, great job of utilizing all his pitches at different counts. It's hard to guess. He's not real predictable. He does have the ball really well.
1-2 from Gross. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's now 4 strikeouts for Gross in relief. And that ends the inning. So Martinsburg goes 1-2-3 in the third. We head to the fourth. Still 4-1 our score. Jefferson leading Martinsburg, this West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
So what?
So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free.
Use the promo code to get the first month free.
Back here to
It's right there.
Martinsburg High School, or I'm sorry, P.O. Faulkner Park. But Martinsburg leads Jefferson 4-1. And 4-1 our score here. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin here, and Alec Everson, as well as Kyler High, our cameraman, back in the studio. Dylan Bishop.
I don't think the cameras caught it, but you can look down and see John Lowry Sr. He's speaking with Coach Dennis Etherington. Those two had some battles back in the days, the Doug Creek days, when Coach Etherington and Coach Holmes were his coaching staff here at Martinsburg. So Coach Lowry got to go over and chat with him about old times, I'm sure. It's a first pitch swinging.
Yep, ripped right into center field by Moulton. So he's on with a leadoff single after striking out back in the first inning. But top of the fourth, I should say. Brought to you by the Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. But Moulton, another young guy, stepping up this year for the Cougars. As this one's hit on the ground, could be two, but going to be tough with the speed. Third and second is in time and not going to be able to get Dominguez down there at first, so he reaches on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the young guys from Martinsburg and or the older guys that didn't have a lot of experience stepping up, but Jefferson, what can you say about that young crew of Guerra and Moulton and Dominguez in the infield and what Sager's been able to do, and that junior staff of Jet and Danner as the runner goes on the first pitch.
Takes off, the throw down not in time. Off the line a little bit as well as Alter just cuts it off.
Yeah, Jefferson's not even making not even trying to decoy. They're just going first, first chance they get, green light. And on these guys moving from first to second at the moment with their speed.
Good speed and young catcher behind the plate. Fox has made some competitive throws down, but Jefferson's been able to steal pretty much whenever they've wanted to so far. Hefner at the plate. He has singled and struck out on the day.
Yeah, Fox has done a good job. We don't talk about him much. He's been DH for a good bit, so we don't see him in the offensive side. But defensively, he's handled his pitching staff really well.
And this pitch hit hard on the ground. Could be a tough play, but Henderson gets to it, bobbles it, though, trying to make a decision. I think he wanted to try to go to third, but didn't really have control and wasn't going to be able to make that throw probably deep in the hole to first base to get the speedy Hefner. So Hefner's on.
Yeah, he was never going to get Hefner as far as he was in the hole. He had a shot possibly, at Dominguez, who took off on that side of the field, which could have been, a disaster there for Jefferson. But, fortunately the speed was able to kill there. We have men on first and third. Look for Jefferson to get running again as well.
So Oviedo now at the plate too. So dangerous guy at the plate for the Cougars.
Time there. But back to Fox, he's done a great job handling his pitching staff. Certainly, young guy certainly has some, growing to do, and he'll get in the weight room and do what he needs to do. But put in a a really tough situation this year to catch some of the toughest. Jameer is easy. It's hard to catch. Jameer, ball moves a lot. He's got big movement on his curveball. Anderson's got a lot of velocity with him as well. So runner
takes
goes
off again. They'll give it to him with the runner on third. So no throw down there from Fox.
Done a great job blocking. He's done Fox done a great job being a wall back there with the men on. But Martinsburg has to hold the runners, almost perfectly for Fox to get a shot there at him. Get throwing them down, especially when you look at the speed of Jefferson. They're running on not just Martinsburg but on everybody this year. So let's not put it on just the battery today. They run on everybody they play.
Oviedo's going to pop this one up. Alter rolls over, but he dropped it. But
been a tough day today in the infield anything that goes up in the air. We've seen Martinsburg lose one in the lights out and right, lose one there. Earlier, Alter almost made a play. Almost she couldn't pull one up that drifted over to Loper. So, just a really, really tough play there and wasn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, that ball, again, it had very similar movement to the one that Guerra hit earlier. Not quite as drastic, but still a tough one to hit. And Guerra there with the breaking ball or curve ball there couldn't handle it.
Yeah, certainly not something that you don't want your O swing like that. Guerra got completely fooled, so tip your cap to Jameer on that one and move on, right?
0-1, chopper down the third baseline, going to hit foul down the line. And, of course, with the catcher's indifference we had earlier, that eliminated any infield fly or anything like that. So just an error over there, but tough play with the wind at second base.
We got Garrett took the bat down with him. You got to bring it all the way back. Walking it back is big at bat here, big spot in the game.
You don't have to bend over and pick it back up if you take it with you.
I mean, this is a huge pitch here, huge at bat. This is middle part of the game. Jefferson
2, one away, and that one just misses outside for ball one. 1-2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded for the Cougars, who already lead at 4-1 here in the fourth. Looking to add to that lead and then some. And with Guerra at the plate, you got to be careful. He's got home run power. And the pitch from Jameer Brown is a check swing. Did he go around?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Thought maybe even could have been a strike either way, to be honest. But
I mean, that is huge for Jameer. Now he can push the defense back a little bit. Don't have to just need to play for 1 out, not a double play. And you had men on second and third with Oviedo up, and they don't give up a run. Unfortunately, they don't get the out, but then they have bases loaded with Surf up, and they get the strikeout and don't give up a run. So if he gets off here, that certainly could shift a little momentum to Martinsburg's way.
Pitch here to Smith. Misses. Good job by Fox, keeping it in front, especially with those bases loaded. And Dominguez down there at third, who we know.
That's where Fox has been extremely good this year of not letting runners move up, and score on wild pitches and not a lot of pass balls.
1-0 count, 2 gone, and the pitch here. Lined hard on the ground off of Zarnecki's glove. Henderson's going to try to make the throw, and he still did. Or no, they overruled their own call. Initially, I thought he called him out, but I guess they're saying Loper didn't make the play.
Unbelievable play by Henderson as it came off the glove of Zarnecki, and Henderson had the wherewithal to go there on his knees, and he threw hard across the diamond and got a one-hop. Great play by Loper. Loper felt like he had the play. He was coming off the bag, and Martinsburg is not going to get an appeal from the I think they kind of asked, but he called him safe. Maybe Alderman behind the plate had a little different view, but it's going to be an infield base hit for Cole Smith and an RBI. But
5-1.
Huge play keeping on the infield and almost getting the out from Grant Henderson. That would have been huge for Martinsburg there, but did save a run for sure as Zarnecki knocked it down and slowed it down enough for Grant to get a shot at it and then throw across.
This one lined into left field. Blosser will make the play over there on the run for the final out of the inning, but the Cougars do add another one. It's 5-1 our scores. We head to the bottom half of the fourth. It's West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR in 210.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at FordofHagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin here on the call. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. Kyler High, Alec Everson, our on-site crew. Bulldogs Coming to the plate, it's going to be Blosser due up here. Blosser, Armalt, Loper.
You're giving up only one run last inning was pretty big considering the guys that were at the plate with men on scoring position, and he only giving up that one run and then giving it up in a way that was extremely close play there. So Martinsburg showing that signs that they can compete with the number one team in the state. They are also showing a little bit of their youth at times and inexperience also, and Jefferson exploiting every opportunity they can get from Martinsburg, either by using their speed, running bases hard. You seen Oviedo take off when the ball got by, even though he was out, but does force Martinsburg into making plays and forces the other team to throw the ball around. And you got to be nearly perfect with these guys when you give them a chance. That they get after you. But Martinsburg has showed that they can go toe to toe with them in a few innings here, and to see if they can do what they've done a couple times this year against their EPAC opponents and make a comeback here and take the lead late, or if Jefferson's going to be who we know they are and just hold the hammer down as we get a ground ball to second.
Ground ball to second and a throw over in time from Moulton for the out. Question is now, can Martinsburg get any offensive help as Blosser grounds out there the 4-3? As both teams have had the bases loaded here recently, but couldn't get a run or could do minimal damage, both only scoring one run with the bases loaded. And here, so far, Armalt the only guy with a hit on the day for Martinsburg. So,
at the moment, Jack Gross seems to be 4 runs seem to be insurmountable the way he's pitching. Not giving Martinsburg anything as far as walk or free bases, and forcing them to, hit their way on, and then with a great defense behind him, Martinsburg's going to have to find some holes, in that grass, and get the ball over the, into the outfield, into the grass.
0-1, Armalt lines this one into left field. That will get down for another hit for him, so he stays hot at the plate for the Bulldogs with a 1-out single.
Young man has been the hottest hitter on the team here since about a week now, and he's feeling it. I asked him before the game. I said, "Hey, that ball must look like a beach ball to you," and he said, "Yeah, I guess." So staying humble, also as well. They're going to get a runner for him. This is actually going to be a pinch runner. So at the moment, Tomlinson's in the game. Number 8, Tomlinson's going to run and enter the game for Braden Bucks.
Yeah, we'll see if they now try to steal here with Tomlinson, or what they like to do for Armalt spot. Get you a little bit more speed as the ball gets away, and Tomlinson will easily advance into second and make the turn toward third, but stay put.
And John,
So,
coach is
1-0 count.
Coach is going to come out and probably going to give a similar speech. Hey, you got a 4-run lead. No walks, You watch Jett as he throws from the windup. He gets all the way on the third base side of the rubber. When he throws from the stretch, has a man on first, he gets closer to him by getting all the way on the first base side of the rubber. So the man on second here, let's see if he stays down the middle of or if he gets back over on his third base side.
Yeah, 1-0 count here. And
he's going to get back on the third base side of the rubber.
Runner on second base for the Bulldogs. Loper at the plate. 1-0, 1 out.
Loper with a chance to get a base hit here. We're going to get a timeout.
Discussing something.
Umpires are going to chat about how many times Coach can come out. I'm sure they're going to talk about mound visits and the number of mound visits. He's only visited Jett once. Might be talking about total visits, but that doesn't apply here, I don't believe.
Yeah, I think he's only at, 3 total?
Yeah, he came out and talked to Xander, then he made a pitching change. Has come out and talked to Jett.
How many do you get? Or is there a total limit?
Well, he can only go out there and talk to the pitcher once an inning. The second time he has to come out.
Right.
So he's come out once, but then at high school.
Yeah, I don't think there's a total limit, though. But I don't know. Ground ball to second. And again, Moulton makes the throw over in time for the out.
High school rules are a little different.
Yeah.
Than Legion, of course, who follow most of the American League MLB rules. But there are some rules about 5, total and things like that. But I'm not sure that applies here.
Gotcha.
Well, if anybody's listening and knows, they could text us, right?
Right, yeah, for
let
sure.
me know what the high school rule is on that.
Runner, though, does advance to third. R.J. Brown comes to the plate here with 2 outs, and Gross runs it inside for strike 1.
I don't know, because when I pitched, I just threw 7 complete shutouts.
Yeah.
Nobody come see me.
Of course.
It didn't have any bearing on when I was out there.
Right. Personally, I never got a mound visit when I played either, so
yeah,
never pitched. But 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a runner on third, and there's a called strike 2.
R.J. Brown here at the plate, the number 9 guy, the second leadoff here for Martinsburg. Had a triple there over the weekend, had a couple big hits as well. Had a big hit in that Washington game.
This one fouled away from Brown. Brown walked his first time. So did Loper. This bottom of the order did some damage here. Armont was able to get on with a single, and then you had the back-to-back walks. But the top couldn't quite drive in the runs for Martinsburg. Next pitch to Brown is fouled away here again. RJ got off to a slow start, but definitely starting to feel it at the plate as that second leadoff guy in that number 9 hole.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get a tremendous amount of, varsity at bats last year. He expected to have maybe a little bit of a slow start, but as the more he sees live pitching and live at bats this year, the more ABs he gets in his belt, the harder he's going to be to get out. He's got speed. He knows the game. Baseball IQ is coming around. He ran bases all year last year for Martinsburg. That tells you that he has the ability and understanding of the game.
1-2. And Gross will step off here again. So the lefty trying to continue to be great here in relief of Alex Danner. This one ran way inside but missed. Missed for ball 2. Didn't hit Brown, though, was I guess what I was more so saying, as it did come pretty close to. And the 2-2 here again with the runner on third and the pitch. This is again for ball 3.
Starting to hear a little chatter here as this EPAC game heats up a little bit here in the bottom of the 4th. Martinsburg trying to chip away at that lead of Jefferson and try to steal a little bit of that momentum as Jack Gross tries to continue to keep his foot on Martinsburg's neck.
The 3-2. Called strike 3. A borderline pitch to end the inning, but it does do it, so we'll head to the 5th. Still, our score now 5-1. Jefferson leading Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Inning brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships, proud to be the owners who just care more. 5-1, Jefferson leading Martinsburg here as we head to the top of the 5th. And for Zelene Tripp Tobin, happy to have you with us. And Tripp, River Brown's really locked in for the most part since a slow start. I mean, not all of it was on him, obviously, in that first inning as well. He had some defensive miscues, but he's gotten up to now 6 strikeouts through 4 innings.
Yeah, I think it's been a great outing for him. I mean, they start off with a little base hit off the end of the bat, then an error, then ball gets lost in the lights or the sun, and left fielder falls down, gives up another extra base. Things just didn't go Martinsburg's way that first inning. But again, if you're, for Brown, it's just it's how he's responded. That's what I think is impressive about it. That is just continuing to battle and give his team a chance, and it's all you can ask for. Your starting pitcher, especially after the other team gets off to a big start in the first inning.
There's a 1-1 pitch here, fouled away, and I think some of the situations when he's gotten the strikeouts as well. He struck out Danner his last time up with a runner on second base. Struck out Guerra with, I believe, the bases loaded last inning. So he's had some clutch strikeouts and gotten out of the jams as well. The 1-2 count here to Alex Danner, who leads off this inning, and he fouls that one away.
Yeah, he struck out some guys in some big spots, like you say, that were just great battles. The base loaded strikeout on Surf. Earlier in the game, he got Oviedo, looking. Those guys could have, had opportunities to make this game, 8, 9, 10-1 easily with a stroke of the bat. So, again, it's how you pitch, under duress.
The 1-2 hit hard on the ground. Zarnecki again gets to it. Will he be able to make the throw as he gets it out of his glove a little bit slowly, and Danner's able to reach?
Yeah, he got over there, made the play. He took him a little second there to get back to his feet there, but did a great job getting to the hole, and good throw across. Danner just beat it out as Loper dug it out of the dirt there, but it's going to put a man on first here, see if Jefferson continues to put pressure on by stealing, or if they're going to resort to sort of a bunt game here with the speedy Roberts to the plate.
Yeah, we'll see. But the pitch here to Roberts, and Roberts is going to give this a ride to left field. Blosser is under it, and he makes the play in front of the Orsini's Home Store sign for the out.
First pitch swinging there. So Jefferson do have their ears pinned back a little bit, hunting fastballs early with a 4-1 lead, no take on. 5-1 lead.
Moulton here at the plate. He struck out and singled so far. And now Danner will take off, and took off on a great time because Brown threw an off-speed pitch.
Yeah, he got a good jump. Brown threw an off-speed pitch. It was down, and Fox didn't have a shot there to make a throw, so wisely held it.
So 1-0 count here to Moulton, and a runner on second base with just one out. And Brown checks the runner, and the pitch to the second baseman is low and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes.
Wind blew his hat off. Got to see the hairdo there. He's one of the guys that's got some locks.
Yeah, the wind's been blowing pretty rapidly throughout the day. As Brown will just step off and look Danner back to second. But
Moulton with a base hit last time. Chance to extend Jefferson's lead if he could find another one.
This one hit on the ground towards second. Alter scoops it, throws the first. Second out.
And another great play there by Alter, who's done a great job there at second. Filling in, not really his regular position. He kind of plays the outfield, pitches a lot, and, of course, does a great job leading off. But he hasn't muffed too many ground balls here. But Jefferson, again, just watching Moulton hard 90 down that baseline just shows you that they're going to put pressure on you even on a ground ball.
This one misses a little bit outside for ball 1.
Jameer thought he had a strike there, but again, showing that mound presence and a great job out there standing tall.
1-0 count. 2 gone and a runner on third base. Dominguez back at the plate here. He's been able to get on with a walk and a fielder's choice so far. 2-0 count. Brown steps back on the rubber. That one misses a little bit high for ball 3.
Top of the 5th with only 5:30. You'll be in bed by 7:30.
Yeah, could be. As this one hits the zone on the 3-0.
The 3-0 automatic for 3-1.
3-1 count here. Again, runner on third for Jefferson, and Danner, who singled his last time up, and then the ball gets away from Fox. Runner from third advances the score. It's 6-1. Cougars. As Dominguez draws a walk, Danner comes around to score on a wild pitch or pass ball, and that will bring Hefner to the plate.
So that's a product of Danner able to move up. Jefferson taking advantage of Martin's taking advantage of their speed and moving up, and then getting the ground ball on the left side, or right side, and hitting behind the runner, moving into third, and then it just takes a ball squibbing away, or another ball to the right side of the field or the infield to score. So Jefferson, Danner got on, and they got him around, and they got him in.
Hefner has a 2-hit day so far. He started the game with a single, then he struck out, and then singled again last inning for the Cougars, who now lead at 6-1 here over Martinsburg at P.O. Faulkner Park. Runner takes his lead in Dominguez, and of course he could take off here. Hefner's going to try to bunt, but it goes foul.
Yeah, Hefner's one of the fastest players on that team, and if he can get that bunt down the line there a little bit, it's going to be a base hit for him. He just runs the bases really well.
Especially because Martinsburg probably wasn't expecting it with 2 outs, but now they're playing in front of the bag. So a 1 count here, runner on first. And a throw over. Good pickoff move from Brown, but Dominguez is back in there safely.
Yeah, Brown's going to try to keep him as close as possible, knowing Dominguez took off the last couple times he was on. Jefferson has showed they're going to run.
And Dominguez will go again. Hefner sends this one into left center field. Blosser and Brown are over, but Brown will call off Blosser and make the play for the final out of the inning. Jefferson, though, does score another run as ball got away from the catcher and run came in to score. So that's 6-1 now as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
March is National Endometriosis Awareness Month. The gynecologic experts at WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers encourage women to become familiar with the symptoms of endometriosis and speak with a gynecologist regarding any concerns and about treatment that can improve and in some cases completely eliminate symptoms. Endometriosis affects roughly 1 out of 10 women of childbearing age. For more information or to schedule an appointment with a WVU Medicine gynecologist in Martinsburg or Ranson, call 304-596-2149.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We're back here at P.O. Faulkner Park. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Kyler High, Alec Epperson, our camera crew. 6-1 our score. Jefferson leading Martinsburg. And at times, you've seen some good things from Martinsburg, but they haven't been able to get the runs in against Jet Gross here in relief of Alex Danner, who had a good first inning and then kind of struggled in that second a little bit. And then Jefferson was able to pick him up, though, with the pitching from Gross. So 6-1 our score. Alter coming to the plate at the top of the order. It's feels like now or never for Martinsburg.
Yeah, they got to start chipping away here, especially at the top of the order. They need to do some damage, and they need to, they're 9 outs away. So every out, it's one less at bat or one more less time we turn the lineup over. So, they need to get that lineup turned over a couple times here in his last 3 innings. Right now, Jack Gross as he takes the first curveball strike there as he used a secondary pitch to get over 0-0, but he's pitched 2 2/3 innings and haven't given up a run, only given up 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. He comes in low there, but the big stat there is no walks in Martinsburg. Offense at times gets a little stagnant, needs a little help from the pitcher, which got a few walks from Danner. He walked 4, so that helped that struggling offense there a little bit at times and helped them to put pressure on Jefferson. But since then, no walks, not a lot of free bases from Jefferson as far as errors or walks from Jet. So it's kind of kept Martinsburg at bay.
2-1. Called a strike. Makes it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2-2 count there. That ball's kind of up and out, but
Alter trying to avoid the hat trick. 3 strikeouts. Gross makes the next pitch, and it's a called strike 3. Walter goes down looking.
There's that movement from Gross. The ball kind of started in and cut back, sort of a, that action is tough from a lefty when he throws it at you and it breaks back across the plate a little bit. So, it doesn't move a ton, just enough, And the way he throws it coming across his body, it feels like it's in closer than it is to you, and then he can get some movement back across the plate. It's just a deadly pitch.
Henderson, ground out and strikeout so far. The pitch here from Gross is low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes, and the next pitch lined the opposite way into right field. Could be a tough play, but charging in and making the play is Healy for the out. So fly out there to right, and all of a sudden already, I guess I should say, 2 outs for Jameer Brown to come to the plate. Brown so far, a walk and a ground out for the pitcher for the Bulldogs today.
Number 27, Jameer Brown.
It's been a battle for Brown out there on the mound. And for Jefferson, they've been able to hold the Martinsburg lineup in check. Just 1 hit for the Bulldogs so far here today. 2 hits, both of them coming from Armolt.
Armolt with the 2 hits. Brown's up at 85 pitches now, 53 for strikes, as he's had 8 hits against him, 6 runs. Only 3 were earned. He has 7 strikeouts, and he got a couple walks. But a couple of those hits, depending on how you score them, with the one that got up in the sun and all, was just a bad luck hit. So he gave up a legit 4 or 5 hits tonight here, and maybe 2 or 3 earned runs here against a really good Jefferson team that's number 1 in the state. So nothing to be ashamed of for his outing at this point, for sure. He's done a tremendous job of giving his team a chance.
This one fouled away. Yeah, it's overall, just been tough for Martinsburg. And again,
it's his pitching staff is going to have to realize that Martinsburg, they're not going to put up, max numbers every night. They're going to have to scratch, and it makes it tough on the pitcher to try to be perfect. The catcher, trying to be perfect, not give up free bases, and,
Here's the 2-2 from Gross. Hit right back to him. And Gross will underhand toss it to Guerra at first for the final out of the inning. So it's another 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs, and we'll head to the 6th. Our score, Jefferson 6, Martinsburg 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and 210.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
To P.O. Faulkner Park, Jefferson 6, Martinsburg 1. We have a pitching change. Bulldogs are going to go with Bradley Loper, who we saw the other day get the start and pitch well for Martinsburg. But for Jameer Brown, his day is finished at 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, according to the Martinsburg scorebook. But like we said, some of those earned runs were some weird plays that led to earned runs. 7 strikeouts, though, for Jameer. 2 walks for him as well. And that will bring Loper on, who we've seen, again, some good stuff for him. He started Game 2 on Saturday and pitched pretty well against Myersdale, Pennsylvania. On the year for Bradley Loper, he's been on the mound. 10 innings of work so far, 4 games. This is his fifth appearance. He's got 1 start. He's got a 1-0 record. And has, in ERA of 2.1 on the season. Brown will go to first. It's a straight swap there between Loper and Brown.
Loper left-handed, going to hold the runners a little bit tighter here, as Martinsburg has struggled keeping Jefferson's running game down here today with that speed they have. The thing about Jefferson is just they do run. I mean, they are laden with speed in that lineup. 1 through 9, they can run the bases, and and then they have a couple power guys here at the top that can move runners up and switch places at second base with Oviedo and Guerra. So they are just a very good, well-rounded lineup, but that speed can kill.
This one misses well outside for ball one. Top of the sixth, brought to you by Parsons Ford, 1400 Shepherdstown Road, and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first, Parsons. 1-0 pinch here coming to Oviedo from Loper. That's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Loper working quickly as well, back up on that mound. Coming from the left side. A little different look than for Jefferson, as they've seen the righty all night.
And the 1-1 again, can't get that one to come back across the plate, and it misses for ball 2.
Yeah, he threw that curveball in warm-up there and kept leaving it out there, not being able to get on top of it, so he's going to have to make that adjustment there. So he's not just the one-pitch Johnny out there.
There's a big swing and a miss, though, so the working inside has been effective for Loper against Oviedo, but 2 balls and 2 strikes. Loper looks into his catcher, Fox, and kicks and deals and delivers the 2-2 a little bit high for ball 3.
Yeah, he just missed there. That was a good pitch. Good 2-2 pitch. Great eye by Oviedo.
By the way, our call of the bullpen is brought to you by Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution. This one's fouled away.
Yeah, Jameer and first Danner, the first inning, and then Jet from that point on. Jameer and those guys, after that 4-run first, they just got into a little bit of a pitching battle there, and a couple times both staffs were able to get off the hook.
There's a swing and a drop, third strike. Oviedo will sprint toward first and reach the bag safely. So get the strikeout, but Oviedo still reaches first.
Sometimes the pitch is just too good. Nobody crosses everyone up. The batter, the umpire, the catcher. And it was thrown well. It got Oviedo. It dug in hard, broke in low by his feet. He offered for it and got away.
This one misses outside for ball 1.
Yeah, this is just not a team that you can give 4 outs to, of course. So, going to have to be really.
Now Guerra will get under this one a little bit. Stay in the infield, charging in and dropping it. But that should be a infield fly. So the runner is out, but Oviedo can still take second.
He's safe. Has to be 2 men on, yeah. Everybody's safe. After the not only did it, Grant wasn't able to make that play up in all that wind, it came hard. I think it hit his knee, and it shot completely over to the Jefferson's dugout, and then Jameer Brown gathered up, had to throw hard to get Oviedo, who had to move up on that, and he just pulled Alter off the bag a little bit. So 2 outs that Martinsburg was given, and they didn't take.
Well, they'll turn around, throw it to second for 1 here. Only able to get 2, though. But they do get Guerra in between first and second.
Yeah, ball is bunted right back, so Loper's wondering maybe he should have went to third. I'm not sure. He's shaking his head a little bit, but, if he throws hard there. But, yeah, that's the 3rd out Jefferson has given this inning, but we got men on first and third and 1 out. Martinsburg not able to take advantage of the drop third strike, the strikeout, and or the fly ball on the infield. So, just things that you can't do against Jefferson. And but Martinsburg still battling here. Jefferson looking to add to that lead.
Yeah, Cougars definitely not, just cruising to the victory. They want to continue to add their runs up on the board as Martinsburg is still a team that can never count out. 1-0 count here. Runners on the corners and a throw over to first, and sliding back in safely is the base runner down there at first.
Yeah, for anyone at home talking about, these fly balls, but in the infield not getting caught. But that ball's hit a mile high, and the wind is howling here.
Yeah, not an easy play with how.
No, it's not an easy play at all.
Are playing out today.
That wind is just whipping around. You can see everybody struggling infield, outfield, and especially when you get it way up in the air.
So Smith reaches on the fielder's choice. Healy at the plate. And now a run down in between first and second. Runner will come home, and Oviedo sliding in safely for the 7th run of the game. So now it's runner on second. 7-1 lead for Jefferson. 1 out. And Martinsburg getting a little bit careless with the baseball, I guess you could say, maybe. They got him in a rundown, which is good, but then, Oviedo was still home.
Yeah, they had the play there. They picked him. They played it right. Just wasn't able to get the transfer back to home in time. He probably, maybe looking back, maybe should have took the out at second, as Alter had that play there. But again, not making excuses. He's been there for a while now, but he's not a second baseman by trade. He's kind of an outfielder filling in there. But he turned the wheel back home, and Oviedo made a slide on the outer half.
Yeah, I guess it's always tough, too, when you're already down 5 to say, we'll just give up another run here.
Yeah.
But
strike
swing
out.
and a miss, strike 3 for Healy. So that will bring Danner back to the plate.
Now batting number 11, Alex Danner.
So he dropped
2
third, dropped ball in the infield, then now possible out there, and then that might have really been the 4th out of the inning there already.
Yeah, at least. There's a breaking ball called strike 1 to Danner. 2 RBI, double his first time, a strikeout and a single for him so far. Runner on second base, and this one hit hard by Danner towards short. Henderson fields it cleanly and throws the first over to Jameer Brown for the final out of the inning. But Jefferson does add another insurance run, 7-1 our score. We're back in 1 minute.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
To Martinsburg baseball here in P.O. Faulkner Park as we enter the bottom half of the 6th inning. Bulldogs down to their final 6 outs. See if they can rally here. Bottom of the 6th is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. So the the Bulldogs coming to the plate. Cougars leading those 7-1 over Jefferson. It's going to be Malachi Green. He struck out so far and flew out on the day as well.
Martinsburg definitely here with 6 outs to go and needs to cut into this lead in this inning at this point.
Gross's pitch, a little bit low for ball 1. Jet Gross, very good in relief of Alex Danner out there on the mound and holding this Martinsburg offense in check as there's a called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Green, who overall has been a nice bright spot on the year for the Bulldogs in the lineup, but 0 for 2 so far here today and takes that one for a called strike 2.
Yep. Gross has been out there for 56 pitches now, 36 for strikes, 3 2/3. He's only given up 1 hit and struck out 6. And, of course, the big stat there, the no walks.
Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3. A pitch that looked a little bit outside, but called strike 3, and it's been at least consistent, like we said, Tripp. I mean, it's been a wider strike zone here today.
Yeah, I mean, in and out a little bit. Has been slightly wider than the batters would like. Pitchers have hooked up with him. Jameer Brown and Jet Gross have taken advantage of, a ball off the plate here and there. But it's been consistent, as we see it again. Yep. Consistently being there, and that's going to be the strike zone. So, all you can do is tell your hitters, you're going to have to get up there and adjust.
Yeah, 1 misses low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here on Zarnecki, who has walked and struck out so far, the third baseman. Digs back in and awaits the next pitch. And it's called a strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Jefferson leads Martinsburg 7-1. And the next pitch from Gross. Chopper, foul down the line.
Talking in the break a little bit about, the errors and or, mistakes for Martinsburg today. You seen the ball, the 2 balls on the infield that didn't get played, and then you seen the ball that got up in the sun that Malachi Green lost, and then the ball that got over Blossers. All those balls are in the air. I mean, generally, if you think about it, there's a big
1-2, hard hit ball. Oviedo bobbles, throws to first, though still in time with his strong arm.
Yeah, it's a tremendously strong arm across the diamond. It covers up anytime he bobbles, and a little difference between the senior and Jefferson over there and the sophomore at Martinsburg is just a little bit of the arm strength at this point. But Zarnecki certainly will get there and is getting there quicker than we actually thought he was going to. When I seen him early this year, and he's really getting there pretty quick.
Blosser. He's 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a strikeout for him, and there's 2 outs here in the inning, and lefty versus lefty matchup, and Blosser swings at that first pitch but fouls it off of himself for strike 1.
But yeah, we've seen seen Zarnecki early in the year, seen him, last year on JV, watched him a lot up here, and, he is becoming a very, successful third baseman over there and, good at the plate here for Martinsburg.
This one slipped out of Gross's hands, and Blosser gets on with the hit by pitch. He's going to get a warning for the way he threw the bat, I guess.
Yeah, he takes the bat and gets hit in the back. 7-1 lead, curveball, certainly no intent at all there at all. And, he just throws the bat over there for whatever reason and in anger. So, not sure. He's coming off of, suspension, so I'm not sure, what that's all about. But he got warned, and, should he, something happen and get thrown out again, it could be the longest suspension.
It's true. So, gotta be careful if you are a Blosser, but he is on base there at the hit by pitch, and Armalt, who's been the majority of the Martinsburg offense here today, all their hits at least.
See if Jefferson can handle one in the air. That's out of play.
Yeah. They haven't had to do that too much.
No, the trick is to hit it high in the air, not hard on the ground.
Yeah.
You've seen the hard hit ground ball to Grant as he comes up and plays it, perfectly, and then the ball gets up in the air, and everybody in the infield is like, where's it going to end up?
In fact, Martinsburg, I only have them for 1 fly out today, so everything has either been on the ground or a strikeout for them.
It's a good day to ground out. To fly out if you can, because it's going to be trouble. Yeah, once it gets up there, no matter who's out there. And there's some great athletes on these 2 teams. They make up some of the best in the EPAC by far between these 2 teams.
Falls behind here, 0-2. Gross looks over at the runner Blosser, and now Armalt will call time and step out.
Armalt with a big hit earlier with 2 strikes to see if Jet can cool Braden Armalt's Jets here. He's been hot at the plate.
Gross looks over, and delivers the 0-2, and Armalt fouls it straight back into the netting.
One of the toughest outs on the team right there at the plate at the moment.
Yeah, we wonder possibly if we don't see him in that 7-hole too much longer, the way he's swinging the bat.
He starts legging out infield singles, he's going to be batting 400 or 500.
Yeah. And the 0-2 to Armalt. That one's low for ball 1. But then sometimes guys just get comfortable in a certain spot in the lineup, and you keep them down there.
Yeah, I mean, you said that, and I was going to say that as well. I said sometimes you just don't mess with it. You know, you just let them, a lot of times the guys are struggling. You're like, oh, we need to drop them, but then that, messes with them mentally. If they're doing really well, you move them up. Then that puts pressure on them to do. I mean, sometimes it's better to leave it at times. I mean, no matter what, you want to, you want to say, hey, I want to get the guy with the hot hand more at bats. So it's a tough call there. I mean, managers go through that every day. Coach Ballard and Coach Lowry, I'm sure, mull over their lineups every day, and there's a lot of thought put into it. It's not just we're going to do what we did yesterday.
1-2, low for ball 2. I believe there was someone a few years ago that just was killing it in the 7-hole, and I think they moved him up and then ended up having to drop him back down, but I can't remember who it was.
I remember, just a few years ago when Hedgesville went to state, and when Chris French was just tearing the ball up in that 7 or 8 hole, and
I think it was French.
And he stayed down there. Got a ground ball here to the pitcher, might end the inning here.
Chris and Armalt don't race to the bag. He just tosses it over to Guerra for the final out of the inning. But we'll head to the 7th. Our score: Jefferson 7, Martinsburg 1. This is EPAC Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin, Kyler Hyatt, and Alec Epperson running the cameras and our production here on site. Back in the studio is Dylan Bishop as we head to the top of the 7th, which is brought to you by Small & Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Trip, as we head to the 7th, it's a big lead here for Jefferson at 7-1, and they're trying to add a few more.
Yeah, Jefferson's just do what they've done. I mean, they've, John said it right. I think early in the broadcast when Coach John Lowry said, his team pitches well, they field well, and they're hitting a little better than last year. And I think that's exactly what they do. They pitch well. They got a short start out of Danner. They have plenty of guys out there that when a guy doesn't have his best stuff, they're able to go get him, and he did that tonight. Not indicative of the pitcher that Danner is, but had a 4-0 lead, and Jefferson, went ahead and made the change, and Jet come in and took care of it. But they've taken advantage of some Martinsburg mistakes and some things that were unforced errors on Martinsburg as well. They just used the opportunities that given to them and their speed to get those 7 runs on the board. They haven't really hit a lot of doubles and just knocked the cover off the ball. They've just played, Jefferson baseball, base to base, station to station, get them on, get them over, and get them in. So, no big heroes, either. Yeah. They're just a team of teammates and players.
On 1 count, misses inside for ball 2. Yeah, on occasion, you'll see a guy like Oviedo or Guerra have a huge day at the plate. The other day, I think they accounted for 6 of the 7 runs that they were able to bring in. But also, you had tremendous production from really everybody in the lineup, and that's more so how today has gone.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Dominguez and Moulton. I mean, they're kind of interchangeable. The outfield with Healy and Brady and Brady Roberts and Healy and Hefner, and even you have Cam Williams there on the bench. Danner can go out there. I mean, they are deep in places. They're just very interchangeable parts there, and their infield's solid and young. So there's going to be tough to beat for years.
3-2 is high for ball 4, so Roberts will reach on the walk, and I will lead off the 7th inning. This will bring Moulton now to the plate, who's grounded out, singled, and struck out so far today. Actually, we're going to have a pinch runner, or pitch hitter.
Mm-hmm. Number 10.
Yes. Do you have the lineup card over there, Trey?
Blake Kutcher. Blake Kutcher coming in here, number 10 with a K. Jefferson's got a couple guys out there warming up, so they look like they might pull Jet here and take their chances with either Guerra or Moulton down there warming up.
Yeah. Might as well. I mean, you're up 6.
Got a 1-0 count there on Loper.
Loper falls behind here a little bit in this inning of work. Loper's next pitch, though, is swing and a miss. And even Coach Lowry mentioned after the Musselman game, not only do they have a pretty good starting lineup, he feels like their bench, they got a lot of guys that he'd like to be able to get in and get some more at-bats, and we're going to see that here.
Yeah, it's like Liam Sager on deck. So, getting some guys in, getting them some playing time. He knows he's going to need them down the road. And, it's just he has a deep bench this year, as he has in many years before.
1-1 pitch from Loper, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, Loper's had a good outing here. A couple innings of work so far, and Martinsburg didn't make a few plays for him there. Again, behind him, and he cost him a run there that inning. But he's thrown the ball really well. Called a guy in a pickoff there. He's kind of made an adjustment there on his curveball, starting to get it over now. So good work out for him. Good job by Coach Ballard and the staff, Zarnecki over there to get him in and get him some. As he comes up, strike 3 there.
Yep, swing and miss, strike 3. So Kutcher goes down swinging with the strikeout, and now Sager will come to the plate.
Another big sophomore in this lineup, pitches and plays, and going to be in this lineup for years to come. But yeah, both teams doing a good job of getting guys in and getting them, experience here. We're going to need Loper and EPAC games this year, and of course in the years to come. Next year, as he's only a junior, so both these teams now showing what they have. The guys that are going to be their next year's stars.
This one misses outside for ball 1. And for Jefferson, too, they got that tough 4-game stretch that you talked about, so you're probably going to mix in a few different guys as well when you go on the road or whatever the case may be against some of these teams across the state. So,
yeah, Sager, he's already been done really well this year, and he's just going to get better and better, especially when you get at bats as many as possible.
1-1 count. This is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. 1 away. As Kutcher struck out after the leadoff walk from Roberts, who's down there at first base. 2-1 with 1 out. 7-1 lead for Jefferson. Sager's going to send this the opposite way, but foul down the right field line.
Jefferson will come in here with got himself a generator over there and a heater. Trying to keep those guys warm in there.
Got to do what you got to do. Martinsburg's done that, I think, on the road a few times as well.
Yeah, it gets pretty cold.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3.
Loper gets another one.
So Loper continues to pitch well, and that will bring Hefner in the top of the order now to the plate. Hefner, he's had a good day. 2 hits, fly out, and a strikeout for him.
Just a balmy 43 degrees out there.
Yeah, cold here in April.
Loper's looking pretty good out there. Again, a couple of Hornets doing battle here. Hefner's going to sign on this year and play some outfield and contribute to that post-14 team. Of course, Loper played on the junior team last year. Will move up.
The 0-1 hit on the ground towards short. Henderson fields it off the bounce. Throws the first, but not in time. Hefner's speed Too much to reach there on an infield single.
He's one of the fastest kids in the EPAC, if not the fastest. He can get it down that line, especially from that right side. To run out infield hits like he does from that right side he just reminds you of a kind of a slap hitting left-hander at times, the way he can, the way he gets down that line. But that's why he's in that number one hole. He can get on, get over.
Yeah, initially wasn't really expecting that to be a single there for him, but the way that ball kind of bounced as well, and with his speed, like you said, he was able to beat it out. So impressive base running there, but Oviedo now at the plate, and he'll take this one for ball two as he gets ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Cougars already leading 7-1, but 2 runners on the bases and a chance to add some more here, but 2 outs. Loper checks the runner and now delivers. Misses outside. So could be a walk here to Oviedo to load the bases for Guerra for the second time. Well, it might not be Guerra since he is warming. So now he's ran back in to grab his helmet and bat.
One thing about Oviedo, he's got plenty of protection from behind him, so he's not going to get too many intentional walks. He's going to get pitched too.
Yeah. And he will walk here on 4 pitches, though, so that might be one. Coach Zarnecki's going to come out, so no change probably here yet for Loper. I don't anticipate one anyway, with it being a 7-1 game, unless his pitch
2
count
outs
gets
here.
high.
He's a pitch away, of getting out of this, and of course Jefferson's a pitch away if he were to groove one to, turn this into a 10-1 game. So got to be really careful here if you're a Loper, but you got to be confident enough in yourself in your pitching to attack, and not really sort of understanding who's at the plate, but understand how we're going to attack them. I'm sure Coach Zarnecki went out and said, hey, this was the plan of the attack. Martinsburg does a good job of doing their research on guys, and certainly ways they want to attack hitters. He probably went out and let them know, hey, let's stick to the game plan. This is how we're going to attack.
Breaking ball, high called a strike.
Yeah, dropped in there. Started him off with a 0-0 curveball. Earlier he had fished for an 0-0 curveball against Jameer, so they went back to it.
The 0-1 to Guerra, lined over the head of the shortstop Henderson and into left field. Roberts will score easily. Coming around to score as well as Hefner. And it is 9-1 Jefferson, as it's a 2-out, 2 RBI double for Surf Guerra.
Yeah, tough spot there. Just got over Henderson's glove, but it was hit on the nose. Caught a little bit of the plate there with that second curveball. Got away with it the first time. Second time, he kind of waited back there on it, put some good bat on it. He's one of the toughest out in the EPAC, so Loper, had his hands full there.
9-1 our score, and still 2 runners on the base pass for the Cougars. As Smith comes to the plate, he'll pop this one up. Foul territory. Zarnecki makes the play in foul territory for the final out of the inning. But Jefferson adds 2 more. It's now 9-1. Cougars leading the Bulldogs. Bottom of the 7th coming up. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Hot tubs, hot tubs, hot tubs! The Hot Tub and Pool Expo is at Floor Pools in Martinsburg. This weekend only. Truckloads of hot tubs from major brands like Hot Spring Hot Tubs. All discounted. Hot tubs as low as $49 a month. Easy financing. Save thousands. Swim year-round with swim spas up to $10,000 off. Save up to $1,000 on above-ground pools and up to $2,000 on in-ground pools. Hot tubs, swim spas, and saunas up to 30% off. This weekend only at Floor Pools in Martinsburg. SpaExpoTristate.com.
I want to remind you that hospice night here at Martinsburg High School coming up on Friday for the Bulldogs. Or I should say, it's their Friday game against Musselman, I believe.
Looks like Jet Gross going to stay.
So we got a little while before that one. But Hospice Night, I was told to remind him is coming up on May 2nd. But anyway, moving on here as Jet Gross stays out there on the mound. Our score 9-1.
Number 9.
Loper at the plate.
Loper.
And Gross stays in. Thought maybe, like you said, a trip to me during the break that they would possibly change. But they're going to stay with Gross. Which, he's been so good. Don't really blame him for that decision. But obviously, thought maybe with the pitch count getting a little bit up there that maybe we would see a change. But Loper here to lead things off in the 7th.
Yeah, just a couple of in-game bullpen for those guys. I'm sure those guys are going to have to lean on them, with 4 games coming up here, 4 to 5 games in a row here for Jefferson in a stretch. So get a couple guys some in-game bullpens.
This one fouled away for Loper. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here on him, Gross.
Is Colin back from the Final Four?
He comes back tomorrow.
He can be cameraman next snowstorm.
I'll let him know. As Loper swings and fouls it away.
Got into the catcher there as the on-plate umpire is going to take a walk and let Cole Smith shake it off a little bit. I think it got him on the toe maybe, or not sure. It was a curve ball that he's going to ask Cole where it got him at. As they played together last year a good bit in the summer, so umpire's going to hand the ball out to Jet and make him smile a little bit as looks like Cole has recovered. He'll thank the umpire. Maybe he got it someplace other than the toe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Loper. Another pitch from Gross. This one popped up. Third base.
Jefferson gets a chance.
Shortstop Dominguez comes over, makes the play.
Tough plays out there when that ball gets up in the air right now.
They haven't had too many opportunities to field those as Loper goes down with the fly out. Now bring R.J. Brown to the plate. Brown 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout so far. 1 out here in the 7th, and now it looks like it is the end of the day for Jet Gross as Surf Guerra will come on, try to close things out for the Cougars. So we'll go ahead and take a 30-second break, and we come back. We'll have more EPAC baseball here on TV 10 and Talk Radio WRNR.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. It's going to be Surf Guerra coming on for the final 2 outs here as Jet Gross's day is done, and Jet's going to play the field. He's going to play first. Let's take a look here at the numbers for Jet on the day. As he goes a total of 5 innings of relief, giving up just 1 hit, 7 strikeouts for him. And threw 77 pitches, so pretty efficient as well.
Yeah, he threw the ball really well. I mean, he just basically, just shut Martinsburg down offensively. You cut down the walks, and then he hit my pitches or, free bases via drop, third strike or anything like that. And, he just, anytime Martinsburg seemed to get something going just a little bit, he was able to come in and shut that down. Only Braden Armolt was able to, get on base there via the base hit for Martinsburg here today. So, Martinsburg's going to have to, moving forward, figure out how to get more production offensively, of course, if they want to be competitive in this, sectional, regional, whatever tournament you want to call it, against a team like Jefferson that has speed and can put runs up. You're not going to shut them out. So that being said, you're going to have to, put runs up yourself, because if you can't shut the other team out, even Jefferson's number one team in the state here playing in this EPAC is going to make it really tough to get yourself out of the area if you're going to have to face them.
Guerra is swing and miss here for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guerra's only thrown 2 innings so far this year. He's struck out 4 batters and allowed no runs so far in his 2 innings of work. It's big lead here for him at 9-1. Just 2 outs away from another Cougar victory to bring them to 12-1 on the year. Drop Martinsburg to 6-4.
The only loss coming to a really gritty Hedgesville team in extra innings. And Jefferson has shown that they can compete, the best of them.
1-2. Swing and miss, strike 3. Brown goes down swinging. Now just 1 out away, and Christian Alter coming to the plate, who's had 3 strikeouts today. Tough day for Alter at the plate.
Yeah, Alter needs a hit here just to, set his sails for the next game and not have to sleep on, those 3 strikeouts. So, just being a fan of players, you like to see him, finish a little strong here so he can put that the bad day behind him.
Pitch here from Guerra. Guerra misses low and outside for ball 1. Yeah, Alter, of course, one of the best hitters in the EPAC, so.
Yeah,
expect him to be able to at least find a way on here, or not go down with a 4th strikeout. But again, fooled on that pitch for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Talked about kind of how the pitching can be affected in these cold weather games. It's strike 2 here. I'm sure the hitters don't enjoy it either.
No, they don't enjoy it at all, but at least you can put gloves on there and kind of get warmed up. But pitching, you just stand out there in that cold.
The 1-2. Chopper hit back to Guerra. He leaps up and tosses it over to Jet Gross for the out. And that's the ball game. So Jefferson gets the win here, 9-1 over Martinsburg. Again, Cougars now 12-1 on the season. Bulldogs are up to 6-4. And just an overall very impressive win here tonight for Jefferson. Tripp, your initial thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Martinsburg just, going to have to find some offense if they're going to compete with, the better teams in the EPAC here. And Jefferson, they do exactly what they do. They, they just take advantage of you, and they're just fast. You know what I mean? They're just really fast. They really, put pressure on you defensively, and Martinsburg had, early, with that 4-run inning, first inning, just not something that they can do, especially against a team like Jefferson, especially when they're, want to face good pitching and not going to put a lot of runs on the board, with their inexperienced offense at the moment. Is still trying to get bats and find their footing. But tonight, you didn't see Martinsburg certainly at all played nowhere near their best. This was definitely not one of their better outings. First thing they would tell you themselves, they got some work to do. But, Jefferson, they come out. Danner short started a little bit. They come right with Jet, so they have enough, pitching and depth and stuff to do that. That's what makes you, really good when you don't have to depend on 1 or 2 guys. And, it's going to happen to Jet before the year's up. He's going to have a tough start or whatever, and Danner's going to have to come in and do what Jet did tonight. So they've got that depth. I mean, they still got Sager in there. They got so much pitching. You've seen Guerra come in tonight to add another arm to that. And so they are, at the moment, the number 1 team in the state, and they deserve it. Martinsburg, young, inexperienced, finding their footing, getting some experience. They'll take this loss and learn from it. They won't just take it and just move on and not mull it over and deal with it and get in that cage. And, but I still like the way Jameer Brown pitched. After that first inning, he didn't turn around and blame his defense or complain or, lose his head there. He fought and showed grit on the mound. Had a great outing, actually. And then Loper comes in and, it looks really well. Get some strikeouts there, but just wasn't Martinsburg's best day, and they're going to have to play a perfect game if they're going to beat Jefferson with that experienced lineup over there and that power and that pitching.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead, jump into our post-game show on the other side of this 2-minute break. West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Our final score here tonight. Jefferson gets the win, 9-1 over Martinsburg. We're back in 2 minutes.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304-LAWYERS, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
With a great selection comes great possibilities. And at CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg, the possibilities are endless. Shop our amazing selection of new vehicles like the Ram 1500. And right now, save on new Jeeps like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee models. Plus, every Jeep purchase comes with our Jeep Wave program. So wherever your possibilities take you, you'll be connected. Shop CMA's CDJR of Martinsburg today. Owners just care more.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. With a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. As Martinsburg falls to the Jefferson Cougars here tonight, 9-1. We'll go ahead and give you the game scoring summary. The Cougars got off to a hot start. Scored 4 in the first. They would add another run in the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and then 2 more in the seventh to win it 9-1. Martinsburg only able to plate 1 back in the second inning. Cougars on the day, 9 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Jefferson. For Martinsburg, it was just 1 run on 2 hits, 3 errors for them. And we'll now give you some game stats, which are brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. Are proud to be the owners who just care more. First for Martinsburg, the only 2 hits that they were able to get was from Armalt, who went 2 for 3 at the plate. As a team, they go 2 for 23 at the plate. 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. R.J. Brown did pick up the RBI in the game. Jameer Brown on the mound, 5 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned, 6 runs given up, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Bradley Loper, 2 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. On the Jefferson side of things, Hefner had a 3-hit day. You saw Surf Guerra with 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Smith with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. A hit from Danner and 2 RBIs. Jake Gross with a hit as well. And Moulton with a hit. That totals up for the 10 hits for Jefferson. And then pitching-wise, Alex Danner got the start, went 1 1/3. 1 hit, 1 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts, and then Jake Gross come on and he shut things down. 5 innings, 1 hit, 7 strikeouts for Gross on the day, which leads us into our player of the game, which is brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons, Tripp, who's it going to be today?
Well, you certainly, I mean, this is kind of like the Super Bowl MVP always goes to the quarterback. So, you know, Jet Gross comes in and certainly gives this team a chance. But, I mean, it's got to be some of this has to go to Jefferson's offense and their ability to, you know, and not just their offense at the plate, but their willingness to take hard 90s down to first base, and you know what Hefner and Healy and those guys do. with their speed and, what they do when they get on bases and their baseball IQ and they move up. So, it's really just an opportunistic Jefferson offense that played station to station. Rarely did they get, a big hit or a home run or something that bounced off the wall. They did get the kind of the unorthodox triple from Cole Smith, who did get into one early, and then probably was a double that ended up, tripling the book over that. But, not taking that away from him, just saying that, Jefferson, put big crooked numbers on the board early, taking advantage of mistakes, and then just chipped away one run at a time, left some runners on, got a run, got 2 runs, and they just walk away from you and make the lead insurmountable. So Jet Gross, kind of co-players of the game with Jet Gross, and of course the Jefferson offense for what they're able to do to a great opposing pitcher in Jameer Brown, who had a really great outing, and just things just didn't go well behind him at times, and didn't make a lot of mistakes, but at the plate. But Jefferson just when they get on first, whether it be a soft contact single or a line drive, or they run out an infield single, next thing you know it's a double, and even sometimes it's a triple because they steal second and third on you because they're so fast. So just a great job by that team altogether. Big team win for them.
Yeah, I think obviously, like you said, you look to Gross because of the fact that Martinsburg had the bases loaded and only scored 1 run during that rally, and if they were able to get 2 or 3 up on the board, it completely changes, I guess, the complexion of the game in a lot of ways, because it goes from a 4-1 game to maybe a competitive game. But this one never really felt very competitive, and that makes a big difference as well. But we're back on Friday. We'll have the Bulldogs taking on the Spring Mills Cardinals, but that'll do it here for us. For Kyler High, Alec Epperson, Trip Tobin, Dylan Bishop back in the studio. Our final score, Jefferson 9, Martinsburg 1. Again, we're back Friday. Martinsburg takes on Spring Mills. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations Robert Fields & Sons, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, the Palace Lounge, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Murius Group Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, and the Berkeley County Health Department.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.